Look at this dude.
Welcome in. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you are having a fantastic week. Let's go. We are here live in the Action Lab. My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your hosts for the show tonight. And we are getting going on week 1 of the NFL season. Scotty, we are there. Let's go. Thank you so much, Spees, for the sub into the channel. 8 months, Spees. Welcome.
Spees, welcome back. I know you're headed back to starting up, I think, tomorrow with your Twitch stream. So good luck with that. We're happy to have you back here. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, dude, I'm so hyped. I'm so ready. Everyone in the chat, ready? Moon Princess, I know you're ready. Casually Average. Andrew, Squand, let's go, everybody.
Yep, we are here live. My name is Chris. This is Scott, as mentioned, and we are running the premier sports and entertainment chat on Twitch. Anything that you guys want to talk about sports-wise, let's go. By the way, you guys are testing out some new little things I've been tinkering with some of our new channel redemptions. So, yeah, Scotty, I don't know. You won't be able to hear them, I don't think, so don't worry about it.
No, I was hearing those, Chris.
Okay, there we go. See?
I don't know how.
Come on, man.
I even hear come on, man. What has happened? Why can I hear him now, Chris? Is this magic?
I changed some things up.
Let's go!
Let's go. Yeah, see? You can...
That one was I never knew what the "let's go" sounded like. That was intense,
and I changed some of them up. So some of these are new sounds too.
That one, I mean, that dude probably had a heart attack right after saying "let's go" on that.
Seriously, but yeah, like I said, your premier. I'm as we speak, I'm fixing the commands. Sometimes it just doesn't always work right off the bat. So
I would love to hear "Hold On to Your Butts" for the first time, if possible.
now that might not happen.
No.
Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me just get this fixed.
Look at this dude.
How do people even know these exist? How do they? I don't even know how to find these, Chris. How are they all finding them?
They're just, they're on our channel. So all you got to do is just go to our channel points. There we go. We're just rolling through. Let's go.
Can you hear this, Scotty?
I can, and I always knew that's what the Cuban's voice sounded like.
Yeah.
Just like that.
All
That's
right.
Cuban's voice. I guessed it the whole time. I'm like, it's very probably robotic. I did hear that.
Let's go. All right, guys. We are freaking fired up right
It's
now.
only a game. Why you have to be mad?
People are just testing it all out. I love it.
Andrew says that dude screaming. Chris, is this true? Is his daughter's favorite Twitch streamer Point Crow?
What?
Is that? Do you even know who the Let's Go person is? Or you just heard the scream and said, "All right, let's use it." I don't know who Point Crow is.
Look at this dude.
I don't know. I'm just lost with all the sound effects right now. They just keep overwhelming me, and I love it. Your trial base is over, Scotty. You are now able to hear what we hear, says Diacola.
Ooh, that's almost dangerous. Although at least now maybe I won't talk over all of them because I never hear them before, so I just talk over them.
Thank you, Cuban, for the biddies, all of the support. Hey, what's up, Milwaukee's?
buddy.
Hold on to your butts. Yes. Squand, what's up? Everyone is hyped.
Bruh. Look at this dude.
Yeah, in the Chiefs shirt. Yeah, I know.
Look at you rocking your little Sertan jersey. That's adorable.
Oof.
It's like, hey, we don't have any great players. Let's just get a Sertan jersey instead.
Look at this dude. All right, so there we go. Guys, we have been hyped so much for this week. We have a massive show, probably our biggest show we've ever had, and that is saying something because we always have our biggest show we've ever had. This isn't any exception. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys weren't around last season when we did all of our previews. You're in for a treat because we always break down the top games of the week. We're going to go over our best bets of the night, and we're testing something new. We need all of you guys to be around for later on tonight when we draft our first ever Thursday night football contest where we go head to head with you Action Lab Rats, Scotty and myself versus you guys. So
it seems heavily favored towards us.
I mean,
there's no way the Lab Rats beat us, right?
If there was
no chance.
If there were Vegas odds, it would be probably we'd be what minus 20,000.
I mean,
20 to 1.
That's. I mean, crazy things can happen. It might be a little lower than that. We got some smart people, as the not Moon Princess, Football Wife points out here. We are smart, Scotty. That's how. So she figured out how to use all this stuff. I wouldn't know how. It was an honest question. Moon Princess is so hype for tomorrow. As a Bills fan, she should be. We're hype, Chris. Honestly, you sent me a message today.
Yep.
That you were genuinely like, I know it almost feels like tonight is our first show. And like you were like, I got a little nerves. I'm a little nervous. Bruh. And I was like, I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I'm like first show nervous, which I should have been nervous for that first show because it was you and I watching, Chris, and maybe some friends and family just to support us. But yeah, it feels like we're embarking on like a whole new show. We have a lot of stuff we put together. We've worked hard at this. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys have any feedback at all, let us know. I got Andrew I was texting with earlier today, Chris, and he gave me like a great idea for some segments that I hadn't even thought of.
I love it. And that's what we're here for. And that's what, we have grown this channel going on 2 years coming up here in December, Scotty, and we are absolutely just blown away by what we've accomplished up until this point with you guys and the family we've built. And I'm not gonna lie, we've been putting a lot of work into this today, tomorrow's Thursday Night Football. We have a whole new setup for you guys tomorrow, And then also on Sunday Night Football, which we know and love is one of our favorite nights of the week. So literally, we are just stacked top to bottom this whole week. And like, I got the nerves a little bit when I texted you. I was like, man, I'm not nervous, but I have some nerves. And I'm like, I want things to be like solid for all of our Action Lab Rats. I want things to be looking good and, just having fun. That's why I've been messing around with some of the new channel rewards. I've been doing some fun things. So we have new setup. I'm excited. And if I wasn't, here's the thing. We step up our game for you guys and for the Twitch community. We want to have the best sports show in the Twitch community. So if I'm not nervous and if we're not trying to push the envelope on what we do for you guys, then we're doing something wrong, Scotty.
Yeah. I mean, it could fall on its face. That's fine. But you know what we'll do no matter what is we're going to have a good time in here. We're going to have some fun. We're not going to take ourselves. I actually remember, Chris, I was thinking back. So last year, we started this stream, if you're newer or whatever, back in December of 2020, right? December 2020. So we're getting closer to two years here. But last year was like our first NFL year throughout the season. I remember... And this is going to sound actually maybe bad, but I remember I took so many meticulous notes that I was like I typed up, I was ready to go because I was nervous and was like, and maybe I've just learned, and not that was bad, but it wasn't me. Like me is just like, I don't
winging it.
Listen, I've never taken notes, Chris. Notes are not my thing. I just say what's on my mind. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you know what? That's what I'm rolling with. And You know why I'm not nervous? 2 reasons, Chris. 1, I know this community is going to support us because they're amazing. And 2, I know the NFL like the back of my damn hand, Chris.
Oh.
I'm not worried. I know the NFL. I bleed NFL, so I'm ready to talk about it. I can be wrong, whatever, but I'm so hyped, dude. I'm so hyped,
dude,
for this whole season to start tomorrow. Do we even have the count? Do we still have the countdown on this stream,
the
Chris?
countdown is still long because it's a tiny number. It's a tiny number. And honestly, like, it's
Andrew, he didn't attend class either. True. Yeah, I did not. I really got I got tied up in like NFL Street instead, or some stupid ass game like that.
This is bringing up something in the chat. I mean, like, everyone's like note takers. Who took notes? Notes are not my friend, says Moon. Nope. Most of the time, though, in their defense, most of the time my notes had doodles on them, so they didn't help much. Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Love it. Cuban said earlier, he was like, look how far this little hot tub stream made it. Who knew? It's like, right?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. No.
Andrew wants an emote of Scott patting his head. I've done that on stream before, right? I sometimes I forget what I've done and not on stream. If I get really excited, you guys know this, right? Like, if I get really excited, and my wife knows this better than anyone, and it's super embarrassing. But if I get super excited out of nowhere and I get a jolt of energy, I just pat my head like this. I just pat it.
We need to make...
I don't know why.
You know what we need to do? We need to make that an animated emote. We need to do like... That's what Andrew said. He's like, can we get an emote of Scott patting his head? Yeah. We need to make an animated emote. I got to film it, and then I got to figure out how to... Maybe I'll just take what you did there. Just do that one more time, Scotty. Just do that again. All right, we're going to try to make that an emote. I'm going to clip that. We're going to clip it, and we're going to make an emote, because I think that would be clutch. 100%.
Yeah.
So
anytime you guys are excited, you just throw that out there and we'll know what's up.
So yes. So anyways, we have guys, we have a huge week ahead. These next, Thursday, Sunday, it's going to be massive. Make sure if you have other people that that love sports and love talking sports with other people, and they're just hanging out at the house, just relaxing, let them know about the stream. Let them know who we are. And, maybe, who knows? They might love what they see and they might join our Action Lab community. So share share with all the people that you know that are sports fans. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, some other ways to support the channel. Go ahead, Scotty.
I was just going to say, we're looking for two types of people. Ones that love the stream and ones that hate it so much that they can't stop watching because they want to tell us how dumb we are. I also live for that. Maybe even more. Even more.
I think that's where we're headed. Yeah, people that that jump in and challenges. I think someone on YouTube actually called you drunk for your take on the San Diego. They should be the San Diego Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. But yeah, no, they
call them the Chargers. They don't even have a hometown.
They were like,
they're like,
is this guy drunk because the Chargers defense is one of the best in the league this year?
Yeah, I think I said in that they literally ranked 26th in DVOA last year, but now they're the best. So, but to be fair, I responded to you, Chris, that I might have been drunk. I mean, they might be right. They might be right in that.
Yeah. So. And then also, just, we're starting to see across like all the networks, this Fox Sports, the ESPNs, everyone's releasing their last minute rankings, their last minute everything. So, yeah, it's crazy. I saw Stephen A. Smith released his top 5 quarterbacks. I didn't
see that.
He had Herbert number 2, and your boy didn't even make the list.
No. You know what else Stephen A. Smith said today? He was talking about the Eagles, and he's like, oh, their wide receiver core with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and Jalen Reagor's going to have a comeback season. Someone let Stephen A. Smith know that Jalen Reagor was actually traded. He's actually no longer an Eagle.
Bruh.
Someone help that
Come
man
on,
out.
man. Come on.
I like that Cuban Benny clipped it and then titled that clip "Giving Head." Okay. It's a late night show, Chris. I think we're fine here.
Yeah. How many kids do we have hanging out? I mean, we have a lot of older folks in the chat. I mean, damn it, Cuban says reckoning. Cuban's like his mod status. He's like, man, he's borderline.
It's in jeopardy. He clipped that quicker than you, Rec. All right. And now we got Devil Doc at times in the picture. I mean, he's here usually. I don't know if he's here tonight, but a lot of competition, Rec. You got to prove your worth.
I love how the tagline is sticking, though. I'm here to hang out with my friends from around the world, says Moon, and occasionally roast you guys. The best of both worlds.
She said that above. She said it above, and I meant to mention it. She was like, "Can't wait to watch the game with you guys tomorrow. It's like watching with all my friends, but instead of in my living room or something, across the world." I was like, she might have delivered that better than you did.
She might have delivered it better than me. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
And Moon, maybe we just have you on the show so you can maybe we just have her just deliver that as an audio clip, and I just play it as a soundbite, and just easy. It's just easy.
Yeah. We hear your voice enough.
Have you favorited, and do you even show up on my list of followed chats? I have you favorited. Yeah. No.
He's saying that sounds like a problem, Chris. Figure it out. All right. Chris is the guy that's supposed to figure that out.
I can't figure out the algorithms with Twitch anymore. It's just the whole.
By the way, Chris, at some point, does the beard show up? Can you guys see?
Beard update. Let's get the beard update.
I actually am thinking about, Chris, because this is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Or pretty close to it.
Are you already just losing it?
I'm so over this beard already. I look at I'm thinking about doing a daily quick blurb, a blog on our Discord, Chris, where it's just an update. But you remember there used to be a guy on Twitter that did like an Andrew Luck weekly thing, and it was like he was in like the Civil War or whatever. Yeah. Well, no, but he was like in the Civil War. He talked like he was from that time, but it was updating on like Andrew Luck and his opponent that week. I just want to be like, I might update every day, just being like, the battle is waged. I look at myself in the mirror and I hardly recognize myself anymore. I mean, I'm not delivering this. I had a speech ready, Chris, and I don't remember it anymore because I don't take notes anymore. But yeah, like it's itchy. Don't like the way I look. I need a brush and the beard oil. I have beard oil. I don't put it on every day. Should I put it on every day? Is that something?
I don't put it on every day. I put it on whenever I get out of the shower or whatever. So like if I get out of the shower,
because you only shower like once a week, so you're only putting it on
once a week. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, 100%.
Roger.
But I mean, I'm rolling with it, guys. It's here. It's here to stay.
I was confused when my printer started playing music until I realized the paper was jamming.
The paper was jamming. Yeah, it's jamming because it's football week. Hey, Pocket Pool, what's up, PP? Peep3P.
P3P. I don't think it's just PP.
What's up, PP? I always get caught up with that. Squad, you look great.
Thanks, Squan.
Cornhusker, big win over North Dakota.
Yeah. I mean, we can ignore the first game.
Yeah.
In London, was it in London?
Week 0. No, it was in Ireland.
Ireland, yeah.
Week 0, yeah. No, 100%. Welcome in, Cornhusker. How we doing?
I used to work as a programmer for autocorrect. Then they fried me for no reason.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, it's hard to be a programmer in that industry.
Pocket Pools.
To be honest,
Scotty sounds a little better tonight so far.
It might go downhill from here.
It's all downhill.
It usually does.
We peak right at the intro of the show, and then it's all just downhill from there. So
yeah,
you're not wrong. Yeah, no, it gets off the rails quick.
It's kind of good to stay for the disaster that ensues. So I'd stick around to see what happens because it gets wild.
So we're going to be talking a little bit of betting lines here later on in the show. And some of we always do our top bets of the week. We do 4 bets. I wanted to go big. I have a couple teasers, and I don't know. You did a couple teasers too. I don't know if you kind of went the same direction I went, and just kind of like, or if you already had those in mind.
I had those before you sent them to me, Chris. I'm not copying you. Let's not kid ourselves.
No, I mean like 2 teasers and 2 regular picks, but.
No, that won't be a consistent thing.
No.
This week, that's kind of what I went with.
Yeah, we're going big, right? So, real quick, a couple fun tidbits of information that I heard on a podcast a little bit ago when I was listening. When I go to the gym, I listen to some cool podcasts when it comes to some
humble brag, going to the gym.
I try.
Yeah.
But related to betting in the NFL, if you blindly bet every single under prop, a season long, passing, rushing, props, etc. Last season, you would have won 2/3 of your bets on the unders for overall just prop bets on those very stats. If you had bet under on rushing touchdowns last year for the individual player, it would have hit at a 77% clip. Passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns combined, if you bet the under, 74% would have won. So what does that say about the unders? I mean, going into this season,
Chris, the unders are always winners. If you have the ability to bankroll yourself where you bet every single bet, then sure, you can win money. You just got to have a nice bankroll to do that. If you're picking and choosing, you might screw it up. But if you just do them all, because people love betting on players they're passionate about, on props they're passionate. They don't like betting the under. They like betting overs.
Overs are more fun. Always are more fun.
Yeah.
Which is why
more people bet on the over. So naturally, the under is the right side. There's no doubt about it. Now, I'm not saying never bet the over, because there are times to bet the over. But the under, I don't know if it's 66%, but it's probably closer to 55 on an average typical that's going to hit compared to the 45 that the over is going to hit. No doubt about it.
Yeah. So just an interesting stat for all of you guys, nerds out there who like to bet on various, aspects of the game, prop bets, everything else. By the way, ! Thrive in the chat. If you want to join in on prop bets, over unders, there's a lot of fun that you could bet on those. It's a fantastic way, and we are partners. We've done this in the past where we have Thrive Fantasy as a promo code, Action Lab. They will match you up to $100, and this is just picking over unders. I know we have basketball on here, but you could bet football as well. All these different, there's a lot of different sports you could bet on: hockey, baseball, all of them. So NFL season is kicking off. This is the first time we've been able to do Thrive Fantasy for an NFL season. So go ahead, !Thrive. Thanks, Reckoning, in the chat. Click on the link and add code ActionLab to that. Again, deposit $10 and receive 2 free $20 contest tickets. Plus, you will get a match up to $100 once you go ahead and enter in. Scotty, I know I'm going to be doing some Thrive contests. This is going to be a lot of fun for me. So yeah, I know you love it.
Their lines are pretty easy. Honestly, they're very winnable.
They're very
winnable. If you're worried about experts being on there, I'm not sure they're at that level yet where they set their lines and there's some that are real bad where it's pretty obvious you can hit on. So check out Thrive if you haven't. It's a lot of fun. It's not that, it doesn't take a ton of work. You're betting literally over under on different stats and different players. Real quick, Chris, catching up in the chat. P3P says go Raiders and that they're winning the World Series this year. That would be absolutely epic if that happens.
I feel that's a pretty good bet there.
I can feel it all the way down in my
Cornhusker is saying AFC West is just nuts. No doubt about it. There's one elite team and 3 really, really good teams out there. What else? P3P also said Derek Carr is the best point guard of the NHL. So I think he's having some fun right now, he or she. Squan, if Dobbins doesn't play my flex spot, should I put in Edwards-Helaire or Devontae Smith? Is it a PPR league? Just out of curiosity, points per reception? Do you get a point there? That might make a difference. What do we got? Moon Princess already planning on how I'm going to survive work and traveling after staying up for the game tomorrow night. I mean, you got this, Moon Princess, but also don't jeopardize your health again. I know you've been sick a little bit the last couple months here, but hang with us tomorrow because that game's gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be a big one.
I know she's gonna hang. She'll be here.
So we have all of our fantasy leagues are drafted. If you did not get in on our fantasy league, that doesn't mean you can't play fantasy contests with us. Go ahead, !Contest at any point, and you will get links to our Pick'em and Survivor. We are hovering around 30-ish, 35 in both leagues. So make sure you guys join in on those leagues. They're free to enter. Absolutely free, Scotty. What's better than free? Nothing. Nothing is better than free. And you will be able to, if you finish at the top, to win some sweet, sweet prizes from our Action Lab store, !Store. We have all sorts of commands going. We have also the new store that we have set up. Go check it out. Let's go. Aegis, what's up? How are we doing? How's everything going so far? Lurking around. Love it. I love it. Also, to support the channel, I posted a TikTok this week, and it is hyped for the NFL start of the season. So go ahead and put in your 2 cents on all of our social media platforms, especially TikTok. We're trying to grow TikTok. So jump in. Have fun with us. We're going to be posting. Scott's going to be doing some Twitter every single Sunday coming up this NFL season. He's going to be all over Twitter. I'm going to be all over TikTok. We're going to be hitting up YouTube on every show. If you miss a show, it's on YouTube. It's on podcast. We got commands everywhere. Literally, it's like shopping at Costco, Scotty. It's like you can do anything you want with all these commands. Let's do it.
Yeah, and do it in bulk, and then it's discounted. So watch them all.
Yeah,
check us out on the podcast, and check us out on YouTube, and then we'll discount you somehow. I don't know how we do that, Chris. I don't make the rules around here.
Aegis is dead on right here. I love this. So, and I'm kind of at that point too. Hold on to your butts. Says drafts are done, lineups are set, Gridiron Heights season 7 started, and Thursday Night Football tomorrow. I am hyped.
Like, it's all coming together.
I have so many fantasy leagues. I have so many contests that I'm just like, I drafted 2 leagues literally an hour before this show, all at the same time. One on Yahoo, one on ESPN.
Oh no, I can't. Can't wait for Chris on stream to be like, oh, I have that guy on my fantasy team. Because he has every guy on his fantasy team.
I drafted literally all these guys, and I'm just like, all right, here we go. So I think we're good though, Scotty. I think we're ready to dive in. Hit that follow button if you have not already. It means a lot, and you get all the notifications for all the fun things we have coming up. Every time we go live, we need to make sure you guys are there. So hit that follow button. I want to see that Shaq shimmy. Hit that Shaq shimmy. Also, if you want to send a message, we've already seen it a couple times. Add some bits and a message, and we will be able to hear it, all of us, on the stream tonight. Finally, exclamation point Prime in the chat is how you can subscribe to the channel for free. I know it can be expensive sometimes when you're at the end of the month, whatever, but guess what? This is free. You link your Amazon Prime and your Twitch, and you are good to go. And make sure you guys go ahead and link those, and you can subscribe to one channel per month for free. So if it's not us, do it with somebody else at least. It's free.
Real quick, responding to a couple fantasy football questions in here. We don't want to get bogged down too much by those. Squand did answer it was a PPR. I'd lean Devontae Smith on PPR. I mean, the running back position for the Chiefs, I'm just totally lost on like what's going to happen there and who's going to get the touches. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is their lead back, but like I don't think he's solo in that. There's literally 4 running backs on their active roster that could all get touches. And I think someone else had, I think it was JK. Was it JK? Someone else asked Mike Singletary or Chris Olave in their flex. Week 1, I can't play Olave. I gotta see like what's up there. Maybe that's the wrong call and too conservative, but I'd take the conservative approach and go with Singletary this week, just because he's gonna get touches. Olave we haven't seen yet.
So Bezos doesn't need the money, by the way. Asia says. Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. I think,
but we do.
But we could use it, and then we always.
Do you see my wall behind me? I can't afford anything like Chris can. Bruh, I need to afford shit behind me, guys.
Come on, man. He needs the cash in there for sure. No,
it's sad and pathetic.
For Christmas this year. Hopefully, I got you for Christmas for our gift exchange, and we can hook you up. Scotty, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I just noticed this.
Okay.
There's not a 1 next to the days anymore on our timer. There's not a 1. We are in the hours.
Yeah.
I'm
a little surprised that you didn't put that math together, Chris.
No, I'm so used to seeing a number in that column, and the fact that there's not a number, we are here. We've made it. 18 hours, 4 minutes, and 55 seconds until we kick off tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, live here on Twitch in the Action Lab. And you guys are going to be there for all of the fun, all the action. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait for it. We're going to preview this game first, and we are going to do this. Hey, what's up, Rach? Let's go!
Oh, you're making an appearance on stream on accident. That's my wonderful wife. Wonderful wife.
Hey, Moon. Everyone says
she's looking fly as always. People are saying hi, Rach.
Yeah, everyone's saying hi. Yeah, it's great.
She's blushing. She's blushing with joy right now.
Yeah! Let's go for Rach. There you go.
Yeah.
She could do so much better. LMAO.
Oh, there's no doubt, guys. That's why I'm like I would never. Part of me is like. I could bring her on stream, but then I'd be told throughout the rest of the streams forever, Chris, is how far I outkicked my coverage and how much I don't even know. Listen, we don't need her hearing this. She probably hears it enough.
Oh yeah. This is always said to her all the time. B-Rock, what's up, fellas? Quick drive by, say hello. And you married up. So hey, B-Rock, thanks for rolling through. Appreciate coming by, and hopefully if you can hang around, we're going to be previewing some games. JK, thoughts on the NFL Network people all picking Buffalo to win it all?
I was going to talk about it with this one.
Yeah, well, let's dive in. By the way, Cuban, by looks of the room, we need to put money on your books at Supermax. Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like, someone help me. I don't know how to make it better. I have lights and stuff.
All right, guys.
Like a picture.
So, if you're new to the channel, this is what we do every single Wednesday. We break down all of our top favorite games of the weekend. If we don't get to your game, don't sweat it. We will just throw it in the chat and we'll talk about it. But we have 8 games here that we're going to go over. And some of them include some of our top bets. Some of them include just games that we're really excited about. So we are going to make sure that we're covered in all of them. If, let's say, again, you missed one, don't worry about it. You could either catch it on the VOD if we talked about it and you missed the show, or you can go ahead and just let us know in the chat which teams you want to see, and we will make sure we touch on those as well. It's just, there's too many games, and the show gets a little long, and we want to make sure... Touchdown, yeah. We want to make sure you guys, get everything you want for the show. Scotty, I thought you were getting a Patrick Mahomes fat head for your wall, says Football Wife.
I mean, then no one would look at me. They just see Pat Mahomes' head behind me. Maybe I will. I don't know, guys. Help me out. I'm not a designer, but I also need something that is easily moved off the wall because, as I've said before, my wife works a lot in here, is on camera, and I think it'd be a little weird if she's on camera and people see Pat Mahomes' fat head behind her, and she has to explain that every time. I'd feel a little bad.
I mean, she is kind of a big-time salesperson, so...
Yeah, no, she makes a little more money at her job than I do on this stream. Just it's close.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, we are balling, but I don't know if
we're killing it.
I don't know if we're balling.
Yeah.
So here's the first game and the game that we will be covering tomorrow night. Don't go anywhere, guys. We have to draft this team for you guys, and we are going to be doing a fun contest that starts tonight that rolls over to tomorrow for this game live when we cover this in prime time. So Bills at Rams. The spread right now, Bills -2.5 in this one. Over under 52. So with this is going to be the premier kickoff game of the week. We have the Super Bowl champions against the AFC favorites here in week 1. Now the Bills on the road in LA are -2.5. This line is weird to me, Scotty. Isn't this a weird line? Given the fact that if this was, I mean, home field is what it is, right? It's changed over the years. It used to be 3.
It's not 3 anymore.
It's not 3 anymore.
Maybe for a couple teams it is, but for most it's not.
Yeah, some teams, I mean, right now, I think I heard the home field advantage are like 1.8 to 2 in ish. It's like fluctuating a little bit back and forth. But if you just put the home field advantage at a full 3, let's just say that, and you take this on a neutral site, and it's plus half for the. I mean, just
no, a neutral Bills would be -5.5
or minus. Yeah. You're right. And then if you take this and put it in Buffalo, then you're saying the Buffalo Bills. I mean,
8.5. I can do math for you, Chris. I got you.
I just don't know if this line is weird to me. And so I think we both have some action on this game when it comes to what we think is the line here. The Rams are defending champions at home. They have a stacked roster. They have a lot going for them. The Bills are coming off just a season where they fell a little short, but still a very, very talented team with Josh Allen. And, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's picked to win MVP in a lot of circles and, all these things. But either way, this is going to make for a really, really solid matchup. I honestly think, in my opinion...
I got you in a second, Moon Princess.
Are
you doing the chip or just the sauces?
No, so I think we're going to be debuting that this weekend, I believe. I have the sauces. Unless we're doing it tonight, I could go get them real quick.
They're talking about the chip. Are you doing the chip and the sauces, or just the sauces?
No, I'm doing the sauces on something. The sauce is on something. So,
well, you know what they're talking about with the chip, though. That's like that one chip that turns your mouth blue or whatever.
No, the one chip challenge. This is going to be hotter, I think, than the one chip challenge when I do my. I don't think I wasn't planning to do it tonight, so we're going to do that probably Sunday night. I think Sunday night football.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
I'll just commentate the whole game while you can't breathe and you're vomiting in the background, Chris.
Yeah, but I could handle heat. Though. I could handle heat. So Sunday night, come back for that. It's gonna be. I'm gonna do some wings for it, or some nuggets or something. I'll coat those up. I'll do it big. We'll go big.
Yep. Real quick, because Moon Princess says I don't understand any of these numbers, and that's fair.
So let's do this.
I'll dive in real quick as we move through these picks. When we say the spread, that's it. When you bet on the spread, they're basically saying, in this instance, in this game, they're favoring the Bills by 2.5 points. So essentially, the Bills are minus 2.5. So if you bet on the Bills, or you subtract 2.5 points at the end of the game, and if they still win the game, you win, right? That's the easiest way, I think, to put it, is like Bills minus 2.5. They have to then win. In order for you to win your bet, if you bet on the Bills, you got to win by 3 or more if you're the Bills. Rams can lose this game. And if you bet on the Rams minus 2.5, you can still win if they lose by less than 2.5 points. So that's it levels out the playing field essentially. Now the over under here, that just means total points for the game. So combined score from the two teams, do you think it's going to be over 52 points or under 52? 52 is a high number, one of our higher numbers this whole week in week 1. So whatever you think on that. And then money line is you're just picking whatever team you think is going to win the game. You're eliminating the spread. All you're picking is who wins the game. Now, when we say minus 135 on Buffalo, that means you have to bet $135 on Buffalo in order to profit $100. And vice versa, if you bet $100, let's say, on the Rams, you're going to profit $115 because they're plus 115. So you make money on that based off the line. I hope I explained that in a way that makes sense.
I mean,
help me out, Chris.
In a nutshell, it's just a way of balancing. So, like, let's say you have the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league, and you know who's going to win that game. So what Vegas does is it puts some odds in there so that, or some spreads, so that you might consider taking the bad team. So if you give the Rams playing against the Jaguars, if you give the Jaguars 14 points before the game even starts, then you're more likely to take the Jaguars. So 14 plus whatever score they end up with, that if that wins, then if they, yeah, like that's, I'm more inclined to take the Jaguars in that matchup. Same thing. Like if I have to bet $2,000 to win 100 on a team, I'm going to second guess that a little bit because it's like, I know it's a guaranteed win, but I'm not going to win a ton off of it. So they balance it out by giving you an option to bet and win big on a team that might not have, a chance. And if they do, you cash in. So that's the gambling aspect. Do you take a chance to try to win big on a team that might not be a favorite? We'll keep explaining this throughout the course of the year. We'll do this every week. If you have questions, we'll help you to understand some of these lines and different things. But realistically, we're going to be talking about just what we like in these games. And so, overall, I think this game was interesting in the sense that I think, I'm pulling up something here that this game started out where as soon as the line, or as soon as Matt Stafford found out that he had the elbow issue, all of a sudden this line changed. So, that was kind of another indication. I don't know. I think that this is a weird one. I lean towards the Rams at home getting points. You don't really, a team of this caliber coming off a Super Bowl with the talent that they have, getting points at home in a season opener, it's hard to pass up on that. Now, I have this game, and I think you do too, Scotty, teased up. So we'll get into teasers here in a little bit. But the plus points are very attractive here for a team that is as good as the Rams are. Yeah.
Listen, Moon Princess, I want to start what I'm about to say by saying I think Buffalo's a phenomenal football team. I think they absolutely are in the mix, of course, to be a favorite to win the Super Bowl. But this seems wild to me, and the fact that everyone on NFL Game Day today or yesterday, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, there's 6 people on that show, and all 6 of them, Chris, picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl. And I'm just like, what am I missing? Is this the greatest team we've ever seen, and I just don't see it? Is this 2007 Patriots, who, by the way, didn't even win the Super Bowl, but... Or is this team so epically above the rest that we just have to, like, it'd be idiotic to not call them Super Bowl champs in the preseason predictions? What am I missing, Chris? Like, this is a team. I get they're really, really good. They added Von Miller to the equation. Obviously, love that. Josh Allen, a lot of people are hyping up as MVP of the league, but this is a team that has not made it to a Super Bowl, has lost to the Chiefs in back-to-back years. I think they absolutely could make it, but for everyone to just hype this team up and give the Rams such disrespect at home, usually, Chris, on Thursday night games, you know, the Super Bowl defending champs are at home in their opener, and they play well. They play really, really well. This is probably the first time I've ever seen a defending Super Bowl champ at home on Thursday night, because that's typically what happens is they feature that team underdogs in general.
The last
usually
four.
they're favorites, and they cover when they're favorites, Chris.
The last 4 Super Bowl defending champions have taken their openers straight up, just winning the game. So again, if you were to say, hey, like, this is a trend that we're talking about in this game, it almost makes you feel like you might want to lean towards the defending champions in this one, right? I mean, the 2.5 points is the worst number for an NFL dog right now to sort of hold on. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think that, like, this is just
2.5's not a big number. This is close to a toss-up because until you get to 3, that number isn't overly consequential. 3 and 7 are the huge numbers when you're talking about spread.
Yep.
So passing those numbers or getting to those numbers makes a big difference because, quite frankly, let's say 10% of the time the Bills win this game by 3. It's historically, that's how it works out. 10% of games, you know, around this spread are going to be decided by 3 points exactly. So if it moves to 3, that changes your bet drastically. I'm boring people probably with this. I get nerdy on betting, but this game, I mean, the Bills, I think, are the better team. I do think they're the better team on paper. Let's keep in mind the Bills were hyped up last year. They came out week 1. They kind of laid an egg against the Steelers, lost week 1. Again, this is at home on Thursday night. There might be a lot of Bills fans there because it's the LA Rams and their stadium, and maybe I'm sure Bills fans are going to travel and there'll be a large contingency there. But this is kind of a surprising line to me. I'm not ready to anoint the Bills. I think the Bills are certainly in the mix, but to say they've separated themselves from the pack, I'm not ready to say.
Moon Princess, it's entirely possible we're seeing Super Bowl matchup right here. It's true. I think I had this as my Super Bowl matchup. Thank you for saying this, as B-Rock. Scott, let's be real. You're picking the Bills if you weren't a Chiefs fan, says Reckoning.
Maybe.
I'm in Buffalo, and you should hear it around here. I think they're being overhyped, to be honest. If they lose tomorrow, there will already be panic in the local radio post-game call, in-show, and for the next 11 days until they play Tennessee. I mean,
I would love to hear just like a post-game radio broadcast in Buffalo after they lose a game when their team's supposed to be this good. That would be so entertaining to me.
They unloaded the pallet.
But like, I'm sure they just literally go to town on the team. Like, this is a disaster. We can't recover from this. And keep in mind, they're playing the defending Super Bowl champions here, Chris.
So much mafia in LA as of today. They unloaded a big pallet of Labatt Blue, the beer there.
Labatt Blue.
Labatt. Yeah. They're ready to go. There's tables ready and calling names to be lit on fire and get people thrown through. So
Cuban makes a good point. This game has the makings to be the biggest upset of the season so far. It does. It absolutely does. Everything's teed up, Chris, for that to happen.
I can feel that.
I can feel it all the way down in my claw.
Yeah, I think I feel that. So there are a ton of Bills fans. Yeah, I think Bills Mafia is going to be all over the place this whole season.
And maybe that's what maybe that's what we're not understanding, is it's just going to be such a large contingency of Bills fans that it's closer to like a neutral site. And then this line makes a ton of sense to me. On a neutral site, I'd favor Buffalo, no doubt, around here, maybe even 3 points. But the Bills have to live with. It's weird, Chris, because 2 years ago they went to the AFC Championship game, and then there were big expectations, but I don't think they're matching the expectations of this offseason for the Bills. ironically, when they didn't go to the AFC Championship game, but they looked phenomenal offensively in the 2 games they played in the playoffs. I don't know. I get it all. Like I said, let's not anoint the Bills just yet. Okay.
And also, Tre'Davious White is out for this game as well. So
yeah, he won't be back for a bit.
So either going to put all their faith in rookie Kyer Elam and Christian Benford. So, there's going to be some secondary, drop off a little bit from what they're used to with Tre'Davious White. So keep that in mind.
Depth at wide receiver at the Rams is going to be. It sounds like Van Jefferson, their number 3 in LA, is not going to play. They don't have a lot of depth beyond Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson. Then you're looking at like Tutu Atwell, who's a rookie they took a couple years ago, but he was hurt all last year, so we don't know what that is. And then another guy they took in the 7th round. His name's really hard to say, so I'm not going to try. You should try, Chris. They don't have a lot of depth there either. But
guys, tomorrow we will be covering this game live. We are going to be going on before kickoff, and we will be covering the entire game. So make sure you guys are here live on Twitch with us in the Action Lab. This is going to be a hell of a game to kick off the season. We're going to be doing all sorts of festivities around this game. We're going to have a fun contest that we are going to choose. You guys are going to influence whether or not we gift out a ton of subs to the community, and that's you guys drafting a team at the end of the show. And you guys go head-to-head against Scotty and myself for this big contest. So make sure you guys are there later on tonight. If you miss it, don't worry. You guys are all one team. You guys are all in this together. So I can't wait. But next up, Patriots and Dolphins. Now, we have Mr. Bill Belichick right here on the, obviously, Mac Jones hasn't earned the spot to be here quite yet, because still the face of this franchise, when you think of the name, it's always Bill Belichick. So, Mac Jones still needs to work his way up on that front. But the new face in the Miami Dolphins right here, Tyreek Hill, trying to give Tua some more options with Waddle and, all the other additions on the offense. Their defense, you drafted their defense on fantasy, so you feel like their defense is going to be pretty decent this year as well.
Or no, Chris, when I draft a defense, it's for like a week at a time.
You just swap out.
I'm more down on New England's offense.
Okay, there you go. So not a lot of faith in Mac Jones quite yet, which, again, we've talked about. Maybe he doesn't have a high ceiling, but he has a high floor. Well, somewhat of a high floor. He's not going to get you less than like 15, but he's not going to get you more than 20 or something. Like, it's kind of like what you're getting.
And part of it's not even Mac Jones' fault. Chris, who's the best wide receiver on New England's roster?
They're piecemealing a wide receiver core, and the running backs are average at best.
And their offensive line may be slightly above average. And they're tight. They have a couple tight ends that they like a lot, but they're guys that don't. Hunter Henry and the dude from Tennessee that they also signed last offseason. Like, they had such a bad offseason. Everyone hyped them last offseason, like 2 off seasons ago, when they paid all this money to what I would call average at best players. And look what it's got them. Nowhere. Chris, looking at this game, I have the Dolphins making the playoffs on my playoff prediction, so I'm a little higher on the Dolphins than most. I'm probably lower on the Patriots than most. So this is an obvious pick, right? For me, 3.5 is a lot of points. And I keep staring at Bill Belichick in this screen right here, Chris, and I'm like, he's got something up his sleeve. He's got some Jedi mind trick. He's fucking with us, Chris. I'm gonna be honest. He's messing with us to the point that, like, he's played us this whole time, because the reports at a camp in New England, especially with their offense, really bad. Well, and everything, of course, is glowing out of Miami because they have new coach, new weapons, whatever. So there's probably too much hype on Miami, too much negative stuff on New England. So it's like, you should bet New England. I'm not touching this game, Chris. I don't know what to think about that. And the thing is, Miami, even when they're bad, they beat New England once a year for whatever reason, and it's usually in Miami.
Yeah, no, I think this is a weird one too.
Code yellow real quick for me, Chris.
Spam code yellow in the chat for Scotty. He's taking his first code yellow. Aegis, by the way, Baltimore defense extremely popular this week for that same reason. Yeah, that's true. But who's your team, Aegis? I want to get to know you a little bit better. Like where are you from and who's your team, so we can get to know you and we can put you in your own NFL circle, right? Or with some of the other folks we have in chat. B-Rock, this car crash is versus a train wreck, says B-Rock. Andrew, Tua for MVP. I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, I think Tua's gonna have a better season than most people think. I won't be able to make it. Hopefully y'all have fun, and hopefully Devil Doc can take care of it. Yeah, we'll be fine. Reckoning, appreciate that. Cooper Cup is going for $150 with 2 TDs. I hope so. I have him on one of my fantasy teams. Jonnu Smith from Tennessee, says Reckoning. Devontae Parker. Yeah. On the one hand, I want Tua to do well because I liked him when he played for Alabama. Roll Tide. On the other hand, I want them to lose because I want Miami to suffer. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally... I can see the conflicted nature of this game. I want the Patriots to just flounder. There's a weird reports in this one. There's weird reports that, for me, the Patriots, they're piecemealing like a defensive coordinator. I think Matt Patricia's doing like a couple different jobs, which you typically only have one job for. I think I think the players are not responding well to a lot of this, and I don't know how it's going to pan out. Bill Belichick is this is kind of like that scene in Jaws. Remember, if you guys seen Jaws, right? The scene in Jaws where, they look at each other and he's like, they see the barrel pop up out of the water and they're like, he's either really smart or he's really dumb. Like that's kind of how I feel about the Patriots right now. I feel like he's either really smart or he's really dumb when it comes to Bill Belichick and what he's doing with this team. So I'm kind of trying to figure this out. Welcome in, Double Doc. I don't know what he's doing with his coaching staff and splitting duties. I don't know what they're doing with some of these positions on the team. They're getting weird reviews from sources saying that the players aren't meshing well with how things are running in camp. I just feel the Dolphins and the Patriots are going two different directions here. So if it were me and if I were betting this one at any level, I would lean Dolphins -3.5 on this one. But I mean, I wouldn't feel great about it like you, Scotty. I don't know if I would bet it officially.
I'm certain the Dolphins will win this by 1 to 3 points.
Yeah. So, and again, who else struggles going to Miami early in the season? It's the Patriots. They haven't done well and fared well all the time going to Miami early in the season, especially.
Well, interestingly, they're already there, Chris.
Yeah, they changed this year. They did. They never
went out
do
early
this
to acclimate themselves with the hot weather of Miami.
They've never
I don't
done
know if
that.
you get acclimated to anything in 3 or 4 days. So I'm not sure. I go to a humid place unlike Colorado for 4 days, and after 4 days, I'm like, now I'm used to it. No, I'm like, this is so miserable. So miserable. I want out. I want out of here.
As a creature of habit that Bill Belichick is, does this throw out like a red flag that he's doing something? Because he's always done the same thing over and over. He's always left the same time for these away games. He's always...
Well, but at the same time, this is week 1, so it's a little different in how you can approach it. If this was week 2, he wouldn't be leaving this early for Miami.
But I'm just saying...
If they played that week before.
I don't know. I think that...
No, I think Bill Belichick knows full well this is the worst roster he's had probably in New England in quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't think he doubts that. But does he doubt himself? Probably not.
Lazy Dumper in the chat. As someone from Massachusetts, I can honestly say I'm concerned a little. Fair enough. That's Lazy Dumper. Let me know. I don't know if you're still out there, but what are people saying on the radio waves and on the TV, on the various local stations? I would love to know some insights. Brady is 7-0 versus the Cowboys. Reckoning Flores is the bright spot for the staff. Spot of the staff.
Oh, well, talking about Steelers.
Yeah. I was like, wait, he's not in Miami anymore. With how cheap the shit is coaching staff, you think they would? They were in the Steelers staff. Yeah. All right, I gotta get some sleep, says Moon Princess. Have a great rest of the stream tonight. Catch y'all tomorrow for at least part of the. No, I want
Moon.
you. I want you. If you can stretch it tomorrow, Moon, I want you to. I want to watch that game with you. I want to watch that
Get
game
a
with
ton
you.
of sleep tonight. Let's watch a phenomenal game tomorrow night together on stream. We'll be done by a little, maybe an hour later than now.
Yeah.
The game will be over. We'll be celebrating in whatever it is because we finished an NFL football game. Yeah. And I didn't touch on the coordinator, but Matt Patricia reportedly calling offensive plays for New England is embarrassing. It's awful.
No,
it's really bad.
that's what I mentioned that while you were gone. I was like, he's in over his head. It's too much for one. I mean, that's a job for two different people, man. Like, you can't just split that up. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
No, the problem is he's been a defensive guy. He was a defensive coordinator in New England before he got the Lions job. Now he comes back and he's like calling plays for the offense.
I don't know how it's going to pan out, but I don't have high hopes.
What?
I don't have high hopes. Next up on our list of top games of the weekend, we have Lions and Eagles, and this is an interesting one in the sense that I think the Eagles are in an interesting spot with new talent around them, and the Lions are up and coming. We saw a lot of their footage when it came to the Hard Knocks on HBO. If you guys watch that, it was a fun watch. I mean, the Lions are fun to watch on Hard Knocks. They were a lot of fun for sure, and they were in a lot of competitive games last year, given their record, winning 3 games last year. I mean, their record doesn't indicate how good they were in competitive games last year. So just keep that in mind with this one. But
so you're saying they were better than their record last year?
But I think they were of the lower echelon teams in the NFL. They were the best of the lower echelon teams. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So
I'm curious to get how you get to your bet this week.
So I just think their talent on all 3 levels of the defense when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles is just going to give this offense just a lot of trouble. I mean, their defense should make things difficult for, I think the Lions are somewhat underrated on offense, but overall, I just think the Philadelphia is a more complete team on defense to combat anything. And I think this might be a closer game than what people think. Maybe it's a close game through, the first couple, maybe the first half, maybe 3 quarters, but then the Eagles have enough depth at wide receiver, at tight end, at running back, at all the different spots offensively. And then defensively, I think they've gotten pretty good across the board on all 3 levels. I just think overall, I mean, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, those are a lot of options that, you have to take away from the Eagles. And I just think that that's going to be a tough one to do when it comes to this offense for the Lions. So, overall, I think that their built offensive line can handle the Lions' upgraded pass rush. I think Hurts is going to take another step forward. I think he's going to be better. I just think, if you're putting together a lot of these other teams that are in, if you look at the week spreads, the spreads for this week, you got to put of the 5 to 6. I think this line should be more around 5.5. I think this should be a 5.5 point spread. Some of the other 6-point spreads in this week. Are you saying so? I mean, we're looking at this. Indianapolis over Houston. Let's see where else. New Orleans over Atlanta. I think the Lions are a little bit better than Atlanta. New Orleans, I would put on the similar level, if not lower, than the Eagles. You're looking at Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Putting those off. If you're comparing,
but that's the favored teams at home, so that's different.
You got Kansas City, Arizona. Those are that I wouldn't put that one in there. Tennessee and the New York Giants. I mean, I just put them on the same level. 6.5. Denver and Seattle. I think that Philadelphia is in the same range as some of these teams, like Denver -6. So like the New Orleans plus 5.5 or -6 minus 5.5. So I don't think it's far off from those guys and what these two teams are: upcoming Lions team and a improved Eagles team. I'll take Eagles -4.
Okay, so to be clear, guys, we haven't announced this. Both of us picked this game in our picks of the week. We just have opposite sides. Chris is taking the Eagles -4. I'm on the Lions +4. The Lions, listen, their whole city, their state is off the map. Like, they're literally getting the standing room only tickets already. I heard a couple days ago. For the first time since like 2017 or something stupid.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
They're all on board. You have, and maybe I'm falling into the emotion of Hard Knocks, but this team is an up and coming team. They have plenty of talent. I have the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a good team. I think the Eagles are a very good team. I think it might take a little time for some of that to mesh when you're talking about AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, that offense, the defense added pieces. I also think that'll take time, but like the pieces they added, I'm like, are we sure these are like dominant pieces or are these just okay pieces? I think it helps them, but it doesn't make this defense elite. I totally disagree that Detroit can't move the ball on this defense. I think Detroit absolutely can move the ball on this Eagles defense in week 1 for sure. I mean, this Detroit offense is better than people give credit for. Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson at tight end. There's plenty of weapons. Jared Goff, fun fact, 5-0 against the spread week 1 in his career. Plays well week 1. Always has. You're at home. Chris, let's do this exercise again. Let's do this three-point home field advantage. This would place the Eagles, if they were playing in Philadelphia, as 10-point favorites against the Lions. The Eagles should be 10-point favorites against no one at this point. They have not proven anything. They were the number 7 seed. They barely squeezed in the playoffs last year. Everyone's like so convinced that Jalen Hurts is going to be better. I think Jalen Hurts is a very good fantasy quarterback. I'm not sure that Jalen Hurts is a good real-life quarterback. In fact, I wouldn't rank him in the top half of the league. So when we're talking about dominant teams, and this team is favored on the road by 4 opening week with a quarterback that I would rank in the bottom half of the league, I'm not there. I'm not there with I think they'll win because their roster is good, and I think Hurts can make some plays, but I trust this Lions team to battle their ass off. I think they're more talented than people give them credit for. I think they cover this 4. I really do.
We'll find out coming up this weekend in week 1 of the NFL season, guys. It is here. We are 17 hours away from kickoff tomorrow night. Make sure you guys are here with us each and every single step of the way when it comes to our watch party tomorrow night and Sunday night football. We're going to be recapping on Sunday. We always recap every single game during halftime, post game of the Sunday night football game. So make sure you guys are there. And we will go over what we did correctly, what we bet correctly, and what we did not. So don't miss that as well. Let's see. What else do we have here in the chat? The Patriots. It's the Patriots. They're getting there early to film practice, says Cuban. Breaking Cole Strange will be the only rookie starting for the Patriots. Daddy Campbell. Love that guy, says Football Wife. There are also reports around that Bill Belichick won't usually hire an outside man in the Pats system, which is, I don't know, why is that a thing? It's weird.
He has his shit. I don't know. No one understands him. I respect him,
tomorrow,
but no one understands
Football
him.
Wife, what time are you live tomorrow? We will be live about 15 minutes before the game, previewing the game again one more time.
Yeah, in between our time, 6 and 6:10, which would be 8 and 8:10 Eastern, somewhere in that window.
Correct. What's up, G Girl? How we doing? Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream.
What's up, G Girl?
G Girl's also always all over football. She has been prepping for the season as well. Go give her a follow if you have not already. She absolutely crushes. So hope you had a great vacation, G Girl, and we can't wait to maybe we can get you on our stream once in a while and get you having fun with us for like a Sunday night football game or something along those lines. But
G Girl, another draft. G Girl, how many leagues are you in? I feel like you might be in more than Chris.
Oh man,
where you're just cheering for every player in the league because they're on one of your teams. That's where I have to press pause. But how'd your draft go? with Bridget's league. Excited for tomorrow. Are you kidding me? Jigger Girl? Cloud 9. We're so ready for tomorrow.
It's hype central over here. We are going nuts. It is fantastic.
I'm gonna start tapping my head.
Oh man, it's gonna be out of control. All right, next up on this one, we have
9 fantasy leagues for G Girl, 14 for Devil Doc. How do you even keep them straight? That blows my mind. I'm in 3, Chris, and 2 of them were on our stream. And the other one, I'm not in a pay league because I used to, for differing reasons. It doesn't matter. But like 9 and 14, I'm in 3. I'm in 2 here, and I'm in Kyle King's fantasy streamers versus Kingsman league, which I will win. By the way,
represent Action Lab.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna win that one.
I
don't know how to keep track of all those. That gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
I have 5, and that's way more than I've ever had. So I have 2 with our stream. I have 2 paid, and I have one with work that I just got pulled into literally this afternoon. So, I mean, that's easy money, though. Okay, so Radio Wave they're saying Matt Patricia is kind of in a Belichick's pocket. I like how you did that. Like he only talks to him at camp, and it's the first guy who goes to in a lot of meetings and blah blah blah. Yeah, like Brady and Giselle yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Lazy Dumper, appreciate that. Appreciate the insights there. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's just
he must be listening to a lot of radio when he's on the toilet seat, and I appreciate that. Good for you.
All right. Lots of friends want me to play, mostly friends from time in military. Devil Doc says, yeah, you always get pulled in a lot of different directions with leagues. It's like, hey, join mine. It's tough to get them all. Good evening, Chris. Good evening, Scott. Good evening, all, says Broncos. What's up, Broncos? Welcome in. Let's dive into this.
Say good evening, Chris, first. And Devil Doc also. I didn't know you were in the military, so that's cool.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't have time for all this, but we do need to get into some of these games, Chris.
Yes.
You're right.
Steelers.
Chris tries to move the show, and I just talk too much.
No, we want to make sure we get all y'all in chat. Squand already has his pick on this one. Bengals by 13, which is a big one. That's a big spread there, Squand. So you obviously love Bengals minus at least winning this game by a touchdown. Or
a football, or Chris. I don't know how many that is, but you haven't won them by a football.
Let's freaking go, says Football Wife. She's hyped about her Bengals.
Football Wife.
So
as she should be.
Bengals coming off their Super Bowl appearance, playing a division rival, the Steelers. You know, Mr. Watt is on the other side of this football, but Bengals team very improved. They improved their one weakness, which was the offensive line. A lot of people saying, hey.
What's up? Thank you.
Neats.
It was weird because it didn't cover my face, so I don't know what went wrong there. Chris, fix the graphic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neats. Calamaro.
Who's your team and where are you from? We like to get to know you a little bit. We want to know who your teams are so we can...
Makes me hungry for some calamari. I would eat some calamari
That's the first thing I thought of. Welcome in.
Love it.
So, yeah, they're much improved on the offensive line. They have an electric wide receiver core. I mean, top to bottom, they have maybe the best wide receivers in all of football, arguably. So and maybe not arguably, maybe it's just top to bottom. They just have
those top 3. I would rank above anybody.
I mean, they are fantastic. So, obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers have been battling through quarterbacks. They finally came down to one, and who was that quarterback, Scotty?
It's Mitchell.
Mitchell
Trubisky. And he's ready to go because he said, let's ride.
Let's ride. Yeah, he was on social media posting let's ride clips. The problem is, I don't know if he'll be able to ride like everyone else who's been posting those clips. I think they're going to struggle in this one, and I think that this one's going to be a tough year for the Steelers, going up especially against a team like the Bengals, who are favored to win this division. At least that was my division pick coming into the season. But I mean, I just think the Steelers, I know we have a couple Steelers fans, Rec and Devil Doc, you guys rock your Steelers, and I think they'll be competitive in some games. I just don't know if they're going to win a lot of them. But, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow is coming into his own here. And I just think that this one, division matchups, especially in the AFC North, are always very, very competitive, regardless of how good these teams are. So the spread, I don't want to mess around with betting this one by any means. I think this might considerably be it might be a decent close game. I think that's in the realm of possibilities. But either way, the Steelers, I don't know if I give them a good chance, whether it's Mitch Trubisky or anybody else they have on their roster. Kenny Pickett, anybody. I just think that, they're just outmatched. Hold on to your butts. And I just don't know if they can hang with Cincinnati in week 1.
Let's go! Football wife's pumped. As she should be. The Bengals are obviously defending AFC champions. Going to be great. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say I'm somewhat upset, and I listened to some pods after this, which probably influenced my decision, that I didn't make this as one of my picks of the week, Chris.
Ooh.
I like the Steelers plus 6.5 here. There are a couple trends. There are a couple trends out there that I heard this week, or today, actually. One, divisional underdogs in week 1 are in the last, I forget, and I'm going to forget the records of both these, but divisional underdogs, so playing a divisional opponent as an underdog in week 1, you cover a lot. I forget a lot of the time. But more importantly than that, the loser of the Super Bowl in the prior year is since 2012 or something. I don't know. That might be 20, way further back than that. Whatever. Is 4-18 against the spread in week 1. So the loser of the Super Bowl, which the Bengals were, against the spread in week 1 in the last 20 years or so is 4-18 against the spread, Chris. And they're even 9-13 straight up. So they lose more often than they win in week 1. And let's be honest, they're defending conference championship. Yep. Conference champions. They're favored in that game. They don't show up great in week 1, to be honest. I don't know if that's telling for the whole season. There's a lot of trends that favor the Steelers, and you talk about, I don't know if the Steelers can hang. Can we talk about how, I'm not sure it's a downgrade. In fact, it's an upgrade. Big Ben last year was trash.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good.
It was so bad. And I don't think Trubisky is anything special by any means. And maybe, but at worst, he's like a push to me, Chris. He's like a push.
Chairman, thank you for the 7 months. Chairman. Appreciate it. Welcome in, Chairman. How are we doing?
Chairman, I don't know if he was here when we talked about his Lions and how you're betting against his Lions, and I'm betting on his Lions in week 1.
Well, you and Chairman are always on the same page. Well, we also have...
We're right more often than not.
I'm also taking Mayday, who just popped in and said, I'm new here. Welcome back, Mayday.
Mayday!
Welcome in, buddy. It's been a while. How you been? We missed you, buddy.
Oh, buddy, old guy. One of my best friends from the start.
You're a good man to bet those birds, says Mayday. Yes, sir.
My man.
Again, Mayday and I butt heads at times, Chris. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But no, Listen, I think the Bengals are a better squad here, but 6.5, a little too steep for me. It's a pretty low point total at 44.5. I think the Steelers probably surprise some people and cover here. If not, win outright.
I mean, again, I mentioned it when I was talking about this game. The division, the AFC North battles. That's not a new thing. So when it comes to this game, I could see it being close. I don't know. I didn't bet this game, but
now caveat is the Bengals blew out the Steelers in their 2 games last year. Absolutely annihilated them. So who knows?
Yeah. Football wives. Oh, great. Thanks, Scotty, for those stats.
I'm just going off trends, you know.
Trends. Close up of that beard, Broncos. Yeah, you weren't here early on when you did the close up, but the beard is growing in thick.
I'm gonna start doing a daily.
You should
diary blog in our Discord about the adventures of this beard.
What do you have? Like,
I wake up every day and it's hard, Chris. I feel like I'm isolated. I feel like I'm alone. My wife doesn't like it. And we've already seen, I've already outkicked my coverage. It's not a good idea for me to jeopardize it by growing a beard that she doesn't like, Chris. I'm living dangerously. And it's for you guys. And I'm not going to lie to you. She wants to do family pictures in the near future. She's like, you can't have that beard. I'm like, I can't betray the trust of my
you're gonna be needing
people.
You're gonna be needing to do winter family pictures because you have 58 days or I don't know 50
not 58. It's less than that, Chris. It's like 55.
It's a lot of days before you're gonna be working into Thanksgiving fall pictures.
Why do people like these things? Why do they like hair on their face? It's annoying. I think people just don't like their face, so they're like, let's cover it up with some hair. But my hair doesn't. Beards are hot. Unless you have a great face like me, and then you don't need it. I'm making shit up at this point, Chris. I don't know.
So tomorrow, Chris does the one hot chip. Should I do it tomorrow or should I do it on Sunday? I could do it either way. Regardless,
but it's not the hot chip challenge.
It's not the hot chip challenge. It's like
it's like the bomb hot sauce, and what's the other one, Chris?
Like the last dab, like from Hot Ones. So it's like, yeah, we're not. I didn't order the hot chip. These are, I think, arguably hotter than the hot chip. But
maybe you should just start with the hot chip tomorrow, and then do the other one on Sunday.
True, we could. Just do
disaster here.
Just do hot stuff literally every single. Then my tolerance will be up, and then it won't even be entertaining anymore.
Won't even feel a thing.
I won't even feel a thing.
Nope.
Let's dive into this game. This game is fascinating, and this game, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm surprised you didn't do anything with this game, Chris.
I wanted to, but I don't know what to expect from Green Bay. I mean, I love Minnesota. I love Minnesota. We both love Minnesota, and I think that
which is why I feel like you betrayed us.
I love the teaser for Minnesota, but you
didn't even put that in there.
I didn't even put that in there. I just, I
have, that's what I have as a teaser with Minnesota, and you didn't even put that in there.
Milwaukee's surpriser, shocker. You got the Packers in this one.
Milwaukee's. I had no idea with 8 Packers on your bench in fantasy that you like the Packers.
Mr. Boofus, welcome in. Not gonna lie, I like my beard. Also, Packers versus Vikings. I need both teams to lose this game. I mean, I don't know if that's possible. I don't think it is. I think that's almost an.
Doofus, are you a Lions or Bears fan?
It's almost an impossibility unless you're exclamation point possible. Then anything's possible.
I think if you tie, you kind of both lose.
Anything is possible. Who knows? But yeah, little birdie told me that Scott went by hot chip in high school. Says Broncos.
I don't know who told you that, Broncos, but I need to know how you got that information.
Anything is possible.
It's secret.
Bears fan.
G-Girl's like Vikings? Yeah, G-Girl. We're both
very high on the Vikings this year. I mean, starting with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, Irv Smith. I'm high on Irv Smith from a tight end standpoint. He's coming off an injury. No one is giving him a look. They got Dalvin Cook in the running. I mean, they're stacked.
The best wide receiver in the league, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll throw, a lot on early downs. I think they'll be more aggressive. Their offensive coaching staff will be more aggressive than they typically have been with previous coaching staffs, right? So I think that's going to be a big piece of this puzzle. Now, they're going against one of the top-notch defenses in the Packers. Packers offense, I think, is their weakness. They could struggle. Given the fact that they do have Aaron Rodgers, they will elevate Aaron Rodgers, or he will elevate his wide receiver core. I get that. But losing Devontae Adams, who they targeted like 60% of the time it was ridiculous how many times they. I mean, Alan Lazard is he that guy?
No, Alan Lazard is likely not to play.
Well,
Chris,
even if he did,
hurt.
well, yeah, even if he was playing in this matchup,
he might be out for a while.
And so
there's reports it's Lisfranc.
Ooh,
it's a midfoot. He got stepped on, is all they're saying right now. But it sounds like it's a Lisfranc injury, middle of the foot.
It's not good.
It's trouble. It's trouble.
Zadarius Smith, Danielle Hunter are healthy, which that if they can stay healthy all season long, could be some of the best tandem of pass rushers in that division, if not the NFL. I just think that they are going to be very, very good across the board. Minnesota plus 1.5 is a little tight for me. I just don't know what to expect from how Green Bay's defense and how well they can shut down the weapons. It's going to be a fascinating offense versus defense kind of a matchup here. I just want to make sure I want to see this a week or two in, but I'm going to be watching this game very, very closely, and I think that this could be one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, Chris. This is a must-win for us, Chris.
Yep.
We picked the Vikings to win the NFC North, both of us. They can't afford to lose at home week 1 to the Packers and still expect to win that division. This is a huge, huge week for the Vikings. You have a Packers team that I don't know what wide receivers lining up. I think that offense is really, really, really going to struggle early on. Listen, we rank the Packers as the number 1 or number 2 offense or defense. I'm sorry, defense number 1.
Yep.
So I think the defense is going to be great. Don't get me wrong. This Vikings offense is going to be opened up under Kevin O'Connell, a reboot, and not so much featuring the run and in bad situations. Justin Jefferson's going to be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy this year if he stays healthy. I have no doubt in my mind. Dalvin Cook's still going to be a big playmaker. You talked about that. You still have Thielen. You have another guy on the outside I'm drawing a blank on. And then you have Irv Smith at tight end with a pretty good offensive line. There's no reason this team... I literally love this team offensively.
KJ Osborne is the other guy.
And defensively, Zadarius Smith came out and was like, the reason I went to the Vikings is so I could play the Packers twice. Of course, he came from the Packers. He's pissed off about it. He's ready to go. It's all fired up. I just think... this Packers team was, listen, I thought for a long time the former coaching staff was really, really good and helped. But eventually, I think it was like a detriment. And they were too old school and not open enough to open this offense up. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year. I love this offense. I love it. The defense... the secondary I have concerns with, but I love the pass rushers, as you talked about with Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith. I think they're going to have to score a lot. Justin Jefferson's a stud. And I'm taking the Vikings, in a teaser. So I'm taking them with 6 more points. So I'm expecting them to either win this game or lose by less than 7.5.
Reckoning is like Danielle. For both of us. We both
Danielle Hunter. Don't spell it like Danielle.
Don't spell it like Danielle Hunter. All right? Just don't. That what?
That is a parenting mistake. There's so many wrong decisions there. First of all, don't even name your kid Danielle.
Especially if you're going to pronounce it. Maybe this needs to be
there's no way phonetically you can read that and say that's Danielle. That's just... it's certifiably insane, and I'm not going to do it, Chris. I'm going to call him Danielle forever because it's not. You look at the name, you can't even get to Danielle. You can't even get to from there. You can't.
We will die on this hill, reckoning.
I will die on that hill forever. Spell the name correctly if you want to call it. Have it be called correctly, because that's not close.
Or change the way it's spelled. You have to do something with it. Everyone's cracking up. Hot take. But yeah, so this is going to be a fascinating game. Keep your eye on this one, guys. I can't wait for this game to kick off. This is going to be
we need this one, Chris.
We need this one bad.
We need it.
Let's get it.
I won't be watching very aggressively because my Chiefs will be blowing at the Cardinals at the time, but
Yeah. No, that's fair. I totally.
I'll have it on the red zone side screen.
Hey, make sure, yeah. As long as the Vikings beat the Packers. Sorry, Milwaukee's. Sorry. We love you. I know. But Milwaukee's is probably just like unfollowing. Like, get out of here. All right, so let's talk about the most overhyped team in football. And that is
I know where you're headed. Yeah, go ahead.
That is the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are hosting the Raiders here, and there's a lot of love on the Chargers here. And rightfully so. They've done a lot here in this offseason to do what they can to stay in the arms race with the AFC West. AFC West, best division of football. So, from this standpoint, I think that, all right. So the Raiders reloaded as well. They got Devontae Adams from the Packers, who we were just talking about. JC Jackson, all of these, a lot of people are loving the defense. We talked about how the defense of the Chargers didn't do so well last year, especially against the run. The run was a very susceptible to giving up some big plays and giving up a lot of yardage over the course of the last year. But you want to talk about one of the most hyped over, I don't know. Like, we talk about this a lot. Chargers always getting the hype. The Raiders are going to be a good team too, though. Everywhere I look, everyone's got the Chargers winning this game outright -3. This is a interesting one because the Chargers are starting. Again, we talk about the home field advantage. I don't know how much
they don't, and they don't have one in this game.
They don't have.
There
one.
will be more Raiders fans in this game than Chargers fans.
Exactly, and that's the thing that you got to take away from that standpoint. So Chargers right now are favored to win this game by 3. The over-under is 52 combined points, and then they're -178 here. So a lot of people have Justin Herbert, who is a fantastic player. He's a fantastic quarterback, and he is getting as much love as you could possibly get. You saw Stephen A. Smith rank him number 2 overall in the NFL, and this is the year. He needs to prove it, and he's going to have a good year. I know he will have a good year. Will it be enough to win those big games? That's what I'm wondering. Hey!
Thank you, Jim on Sports, for the
Jim
raid.
on Sports, let's go. Joel Hernandez, welcome in. Jim.
Hope you had a great stream, Jim.
Let me give a shout out to Jim.
As we are for NFL football to start. If you're on the East Coast, Chris, it's almost today. We're less than an hour from today. If you're on the East Coast,
17 hours, 5 minutes, and 7 seconds. That's where we're at.
That's it.
Welcome
that
in,
is it.
Raiders, and coincidentally, Scotty and Chris are talking about Raiders and Chargers. We are your hosts for the Action Lab, Chris and Scott. For all you new folks coming in, we will be live tomorrow night for Thursday night football and live for Sunday night football, watching these games. So make sure you guys tune in. Jim, hey, we're doing good, brother. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you had a great stream. Let me know. But we are going through our preview of all of our top games of the week coming up here in week 1. So make sure you guys throw your thoughts in on what you think are going to happen. If you're new and you haven't joined our contest, we have contests going on, Pick'em and Survivor. It's free to enter, and we can win some cool Action Lab prizes from our store here. I'll put the store link as well. For all of our Action Lab gear, we have these hats as well. These guys here, Action Lab hats. We have hoodies, we have shirts, we have quarter zips, we got all sorts of coffee mugs, everything. So go check them out. Have you seen that junk quarterback list from 538? Highest of high comedy.
I did see it today.
Who's on that? I didn't see it.
Chris, I didn't memorize it. I just remember Trubisky was ranked 12. And I was like, all right, you lost me there. I don't know how to come back from that. No offense, Brack, if you're still here, but I can't come back from Trubisky ranked 12. There were some weird ones in there. No doubt about it. It was bizarre.
Didn't we have Trubisky at 20, 25 or something?
538's not a sports website, right? It's just a analytics driven website, which is fine. But maybe you should have a guy overseeing your analytics to be like, hey, you just had an algorithm that put Trubisky at 12. We need to fix this. There's something wrong with it. Or even if there's not something wrong, just change that. Like, it doesn't matter what the algorithm is. Just don't put Trubisky that high. It was really, really, really bad. Trevor Siemian ranked higher than Justin Fields. Why not? Because we just haven't watched a sport in our lives. We're just literally pressing out numbers.
Come on, man.
And that's why I like analytics, don't get me wrong, but there's two sides to it. There's analytics and there's just, I don't know, watch a fucking game, Chris. There's part of that. And when you see Justin Fields, of course his analytics are going to look bad because he's behind one of the worst offensive lines we've ever seen in football. It's a dumpster fire out there. And now they have a rookie left tackle in week 1 that has to go against Nick Bosa. Justin Fields might die on Sunday, Chris.
He might. You're not wrong.
Because it's such a mismatch out there. And even Justin Fields in a press conference was like, I hope you guys aren't going to get on our like rookie left tackle if he doesn't win every snap against Nick Bosa.
Just totally throwing him under the bus.
Bruh. He's not throwing him above. He's trying to protect him. I appreciate what Fields said because Nick Bosa, from what I heard in San Francisco camp, went against the best left tackle in football.
Come on.
With the Niners and won 60% of the time against Trent. The best left tackle in football by far. And he won. I'm so high on Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa, if he stays healthy, could be Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's much better than his brother Joey. I think Nick Bosa is a monster. And I feel bad for Justin Fields week 1. But I'm getting off on a tangent because we're supposed to be talking about this Chargers-Raiders game.
Dive into Chargers-Raiders. What do you think here? Yeah. Obviously, Chargers. Raiders, again, are improved, but I think their weakness is the secondary. Their weakness is getting thrown on, and there's a good chance that there could be some bigger plays downfield, stretching the field from the Chargers that I think is the difference in this game. If I was leaning anything, it would slightly lean Chargers, but like, I don't know. This is a weird one for me. I didn't touch this game. I left it alone, but AFC West is going to be fire all year long. They're going to be huge matchups between these teams, and I can't wait to watch these games.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, we might have had the game of the year last year. It probably was the game of the year last year, Chris. Last week of the season, Sunday Night Football, we were on. Yep. These two teams going at it with a playoff berth on the line. If they tied, which they went to overtime, they both make it. Raiders kick a field goal in the last play of the game to win the game and eliminate the Chargers from the playoffs. So, and you look at it, both rosters improved, obviously. You look at the Chargers, we've talked about Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson on defense, some run stoppers that someone mentioned in our YouTube that I'm like, okay, those are Jacks. Cool. But with an elite offense that I appreciate what Herbert is and has done, and the stats are phenomenal in 2 years. No doubt about it. You look at the Raiders, you add Devontae Adams, pictured here. You know, maybe the number one wide receiver, most talented wide receiver in the NFL. You add Cunningham on to go with Max Crosby on the edge, and that's an elite edge. I agree. I'm worried about the back seven in general, not just the secondary, but the linebacking core and with the Raiders, where I think there's more pieces in LA. But LA, Chris, as people that live our lives in the AFC West, we've seen it year after year. Yep. The Chargers before LA, even when they were in San Diego, were hyped every offseason. So forgive us for doubting them, okay? And everyone's like, Herbert's going to be MVP. There's a lot of people picking Herbert to be MVP, win the division. Herbert is 15-17. That's his record in 2 years.
Yep.
15-17. Mahomes, his regular season record, Chris, 50-13. I'll say that again. Herbert's record, 15-17. In twice the amount of games, Mahomes is 50-13. Lost 4 fewer games in they're in twice the amount of games. Okay? So before we hype the Chargers completely, can we just figure out if they figure it out? Let's just make sure they figure their shit out. Because on paper, I agree. The Chargers look very, very good on paper. They do. But there's been a lot of years that people felt that way. And then they just shit the bed.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah. No,
I didn't bet on this game, but I'm excited to watch this one as well, Chris. This is going to be a great one.
Yeah, no, I think...
And then the Chargers they have to go after this to Kansas City on Thursday night in week 2. So they follow up this game, and that following Thursday, they're in Kansas City. By the way, JC Jackson, as I move my camera here, doesn't look like he's going to play week 1. So they're big corner pickup, not going to play week 1. Probably won't play on Thursday. If you're not healthy on Sunday, how are you going to be healthy on Thursday? He had surgery a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you mentioned the record for Herbert and the fact that he's getting crowned early on in this season. And again, he hasn't had like the success overall. I mean, he's got stats. Fine, stats are fine. The success is what I'm looking for from like the quarterback side of the football. I mean, my boy Russell Wilson, 104, 53 and 1 in his career. Just throwing that out there too. So he's got a lot of
like twice the amount as he loses. That's good.
It's pretty
Jim
good.
On Sports, the whole division is up for grabs. Every time I think about picking a favorite, I wind up immediately contradicting myself. Let me help you. Why not pick the team that's won the division in the last 6 years, along with having the best quarterback and best coach in the division? Why not do that? And they're like, I'm not sure about their defense. When has the Chiefs defense been good with Mahomes? He has not had a top half of the league defense. Even when he won the Super Bowl, that wasn't a top half of the league defense.
Speaking of
as we get to
Mahomes, this is a perfect segue. Slap Scotty says reckoning for getting not to show the
every
AFC,
team,
not named KC. Urban Meyer not
everyone should be picking the Chiefs to win the fucking Super Bowl. That's all.
Bruh.
Oh, no shot. No, they do have a shot. They do. KC's wide receiver room took a dip. Running back room wasn't much to begin with, says Jim on Sports.
I think the KC wide receiver room, certainly top end, took a dip, but the depth is so much better. I don't know what to expect. It'll be interesting to see.
Go Cardinals. I'm keeping the faith, says JK. I wouldn't be surprised if Cards win this game, says Mr. Boofus. So there's a lot of people in the chat. Well, actually 2 in the chat that are saying the Cardinals have a decent shot at this one. Chiefs at Cardinals here coming up this weekend, week 1 NFL. We have a spread of 6.5 for the Chiefs. So a touchdown, 7 points wins this game for the Chiefs. If you're betting on the spread, 53.5. That's a pretty decent scoring output. Now,
highest of the weekend, I believe.
Pretty decent scoring output. Yeah, absolutely. So, with this being said, you got Kyler Murray on one end of the football who just got that massive contract and he doesn't do homework, right? Homework's kind of... You remember we were talking about taking notes early on the stream? He don't take notes.
He doesn't even read the book, Chris.
He doesn't even read the book to take the notes. No. I was on, I use a couple different resources for my bets and how I kind of like look through things. There are 3 experts that made picks on this one. All Arizona +6, +6, +4.5 when it was early on in the week. So
the 4.5 person looks dumb.
Yeah. So
actually, all of them kind of look dumb right now.
Thank you, Football Web, for throwing the store out there. Yeah. So it's
an line 6.5.
I don't agree with it though. So for me,
I'm shocked.
I'm kind of shocked on this one too, because knowing how the season ended last year with KC, you've mentioned this a couple times about them going scorched earth on people and like proving people wrong. And the Cardinals. What's up, Mr. Navy? How you doing? Definitely taking the under in this one. It is the highest of the week. Under doesn't seem bad. I think the Chiefs could hold the Cardinals a little bit lower, but who's your team, Mr. Navy? Like to get to know you a little bit. I just think that the Chiefs, I think they put it to the Cardinals here. The Cardinals still have some deficiencies. I think they're missing, their top wideout. They've had injuries coming into from last season to this season. I think that There's some question marks and some distractions that Kyler Murray has, dealt with early on in the camp and everything else. Seahawks. Okay, nice, Mr. Navy. Sorry in advance for Monday night.
Don't be sorry. We'll get into that, Navy. Let's go.
But I think the Chiefs roll here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that it's at 6.5. Chris, the largest line right now in football in week 1 is 7. And those are teams on the road against like crappy football teams. Like Baltimore versus the Jets. Niners versus who are they playing, Chris? The Bears. Things like that. They're at 7. This is a team in the Cardinals that went 11-5 or 11-6 in the regular season last year. Playoff team, and they're underdogs at home by 6.5 to the Chiefs. I'm surprised by this line. I mean, I'm not going to bet against my Chiefs week 1, but I would not bet on the Chiefs either. Like, that seems like an aggressive line. This a few weeks ago was closer to like 2.5 and 3. Now, we know Hopkins has been out for a while. Ertz is not actually practicing right now. He might be out. JJ Watt has an injury. He didn't practice today. He may not play. Like, there are pieces there for the Cardinals. You have a Cardinals team that, like, I don't love the coach. I don't love the quarterback. I think the Chiefs should be ranked in Vegas, and they are, as the second best team behind Buffalo, and I'm fine with that. Put Buffalo above them, but they're the second best team. Mahomes is going to be fine. This offense is going to be fine. This offense still should be top 3 in the league. There's no doubt in my mind. And the defense is just younger. So we'll see. Maybe there's some growing pains, which is what scares me about the spread. But I think the Chiefs roll here too.
So
Chris,
the Chiefs.
I go to a code yellow. Sorry.
No, go for it. Chiefs are 4-0 in week 1 games under Patrick Mahomes. Those were under with Tyreek Hill. I think he can elevate the rest of this team above what people think that is the deficiency. Now, you can't replace a Tyreek Hill. I get that. The speed alone is insane, right? However, I think that Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback that can elevate the people around him and take away Tyreek Hill. I mean, you get on a good cadence with Patrick Mahomes, he'll get you the ball. He knows how to, lead the receivers. He knows how to put together a game plan along with Andy Reid to make them successful. I think they win this game. The issue I have is they haven't covered a lot of spreads going back to last season. 17 outright wins without covering the spread. Now, the spreads have been similar in this one. Like they, like 6.5, 7.5. Some of those spreads, I mean, they've been bigger spreads, so I get that because they've been such a good team overall, especially with Tyreek Hill. However, I just think that this one, the way the season ended last year, I it's hard for me to go against that. You missed this, Scotty, but Chiefs are 4-0 in week 1 games under Patrick Mahomes. Even with Tyreek Hill, not Tyreek Hill, I think they'll do very, very well here. But 17 out.
Their record is also 4-0 without Tyreek Hill in the lineup under Mahomes.
17 outright wins without covering since 2018. Come on, man. Yeah, so they haven't. The covering spreads has been kind of the big thing here. They win this game.
Wait, where is that stat? What?
Kansas
What's
City.
the stat?
Kansas City has 17 outright wins without covering since 2018, most in the NFL.
Oh, like total. I thought consecutively. Okay, yeah. All those occurred. All right, those occurred 2 years ago when they also made the Super Bowl. But fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't bet this game on either side. I don't like this game on either side at all. But the Chiefs are getting acclimated. They're going to start their year in Arizona. They're going to finish their year in the Arizona, Chris. It'll be a nice conclusion of the season. Start out there, finish there. It'll be nice.
Fair enough. Mahomes reminds me of 2019 Russ. He makes the players around him better, says Mr. Navy. A healthy Arizona is scary, says Mr. Doofus.
Are they?
Well, it won't be a push.
I don't trust the coach or the quarterback at all. I agree there's talent on that roster, but I don't think Kingsbury's a good coach, and I don't think I don't think that boy Kyler Murray's the dude. I saw a game, like someone mocked up a preview, Chris. I should have given it to you, and you could put it on like that phone thing segment we do where you put it on your phone. Where it was a video of like the preview for the Chiefs. It was hyping the Chiefs Cardinals, and it was Mahomes, and he's like brushing off his jersey, whatever, hyped up. And then there was like a segment where Kyler Murray, and they showed like him in shoes or whatever, and then they went to him, and he's just got a like Xbox controller in his hand, and he's putting it out there, and he's like looking at the screen, like it was perfect.
It's a trap. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I will. We should do that. We'll throw that up. I'm sure there's be plenty of opportunities for us to highlight that as well. Don't count out the cards, this chairman. Kyler's been playing Madden versus KC all week. He's ready.
Right. And Mr. Navy, Kyler is the kind of QB that can win games by himself. I don't feel that way. There are a lot of people that feel that way. And I've missed a lot of good Kyler games, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of good Kyler. Every time I watch Kyler Murray, I leave
underwhelmed,
feeling sad. Oh, so underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's in the second half of the year. Let's keep in mind, Arizona went on the road last year, week 1, against the Tennessee Titans, who became the 1 seed in the AFC, and blew them out. So they very well could come out guns blazing like they did last year, where they had the best record through half the season in the NFL last year, and they fell flat in their face. I don't think that happens this year. I just don't. I don't think this Cardinals team makes the playoffs. I'm very low on this Cardinals team.
Neither of us have them making the playoffs this year, which, in our preseason predictions last week, if you want to go check those out, it's on YouTube. It's on all of our podcast platforms. Go check them out. All of our socials as well. Make sure you go give us a follow on our socials, especially TikTok. We do a lot of funny content on TikTok. So go check that out. I have a hype video on TikTok that you guys aren't going to want to miss. It's incredible. I'm tooting my
cold Steve Austin.
The wifey helped me film that, by the way. It was I don't know how many neighbors were watching me film that TikTok, but click on our TikTok. It's the latest video we have. People are probably looking at me like, what the hell? It took 2 takes for me to get that TikTok locked down. I figured it out somehow. Now that I have minus 250 means the Chiefs are favorites.
I know. Yeah. So I'll run through this again for people that weren't here earlier, explaining spread, over, under, and money line real quick, Chris. Spread.
Yep.
Spread. Chiefs are favored by 6.5. So if you bet on the Chiefs...
I'm going to take code yellow while you do that.
Yeah. Spam code yellow in the chat as Chris takes his first one. I've already done 2, so he deserves it. Spam code yellow in the chat. Real quick, spread. If you take the Chiefs, you just simply subtract 6.5 points, minus 6.5 from their score at the end of the game. If they still win the game after that point, aka if you bet the Chiefs, they have to win by more than 6.5 for you to win that bet against the spread. Vice versa, if you bet on the Cardinals plus 6.5, they can either win the game outright or lose the game by less than 6.5 for you to win that bet. The over-under is simply total points combined by 2 teams. Both teams in that game. So are they going to combine to get over 53.5 points or under 53.5 points? You can bet either side. The money line is betting on who to win. So if you bet KC to win, you have to bet $250 just to make $100. Where vice versa, if you bet $100 on Arizona, you would win $205, if that makes sense. So money line's the most confusing kind of, I think. KC, you got to bet $250 just to make $100. So if you bet $250, they win. You get $350 back because you profit $100. On Arizona, you bet only $100 instead of $250, and they win. You get paid out $305, which is a profit of $205. That's what those numbers mean on each and every one of these games. They're just trying to level the playing field so that Vegas wants everyone to bet on both sides. They want it to be level for the most part because they get paid on the spoilage. So like it's minus 110 usually. So that, if it's 50-50 on each side, you still get that minus 110 on the one side where you're making $10 to every dollar bet, or 10 cents to every dollar bet, as I get in the nitty gritty. But I hope I explained that to make it make sense there, Mr. Navy, as we dive into some more games here. Guru, what's up? I don't have TikTok because I'm an adult. I kid. Of course you kid.
Nobody has TikTok until you download TikTok and you get sucked in.
You get into TikTok and you're like, damn.
Yeah. Then you're sucked in and you're just like, there's no shot. You can't get out. You'll never leave TikTok. You'll see all the corn videos and all the weird things happening around the TikTok. The corn video is just, I mean, the sound, I sing that in my day-to-day. You're probably at Coors Field working with the Rockies being like, it's corn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If you don't know, you don't do it. Don't get into it. We have Bucks and Cowboys here. Tampa Bay, old man Brady with all the drama coming up. I know we had some questions earlier on about is the distraction with Giselle? Is all that stuff happening? Everyone's spamming corn in the chat, by the way. They ain't seen the original corn video. What's up, mother shuckers? Seth Reckoning. I just got the corn video out of my head. Thanks. It's corn. A big lump of knobs. It's got the juice. It's got the juice.
Got the juice.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we have a football game to talk about.
Yeah, we have a football game to talk about. So, Bucks, Cowboys.
Come on, man.
A lot of people are questioning
man.
the validity of this Brady photo. I found it on the internet. It's got to be real, guys.
This was from this afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah. He went home again and talked to Giselle for a few more hours, and he's aged this much, guys.
What's up, Guru? How we doing?
If you haven't heard, there are reports out there that there's some marital issues between Giselle and Tom, and the fact that Tom unretired. She didn't love that. She put her career on hiatus, supposedly, for Tom to live out his career, and now she's ready to get back into it a little bit, and Tom was supposed to retire, and then Tom said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And now he's shocked. He is just shocked that she's upset about it.
I mean,
that's actually he's aged a little more than that, because I think he's had some plastic surgery done, Chris. I think that was also part of the hiatus. I think it was twofold. I think it was dealing with marital issues and also some plastic surgery on his face, because he came back looking weird in the face, Chris, right?
He looked very gaunt, like his cheekbones.
Like they removed any fat whatsoever in his cheeks, where it's just, you can almost imagine what he'd look like without skin. Like it's just a skull. Chris
Guru says the goat doesn't get surgery; he goes to day spas, and they have a surgery thing in the day spa where he does that as well, where he gets all the injections. Love the Brady pick you have up. LOL says JK. Buck yeah says Broncos. I've never seen the corn video you speak of, JK. Just go on the TikTok and scroll like 3 times. You'll find it. He unretired out of spite to him not being able to break the story himself, says Cuban.
Which why wouldn't we look up to a man and a father and a husband that unretires out of spite because he wasn't able to announce his retirement on his own accord? What a guy.
I mean, who wears the pants? Who wears the pants? But Dak MVP, says Mr. Navy. I don't know if I go that far. The Dallas Cowboys, though, let's dive into this one. I think this one, I'm on the Dallas side in this one for a lot of reasons. Now, I just think like they do have a major problem with left tackle Tyron Smith being out. I think that's a big piece, but the Bucks also have a major problem on the interior offensive line. So I think that there's some things that kind of balance out there. Defense has been, far better at home than on the road. They will be, here at home in this home opener here. So I think that that's leaning towards, a nice trend from that standpoint. They have their own wide receiver issues on the Cowboys side, but the key to their success, I think, is Dalton Schultz. I think he'll be a big factor in this one. In the passing game, I think this game should be a closer. I mean, I think this should be a pick 'em, but I love the value that Dallas is getting here in this one. So at home, Dallas, with all the distractions that we've seen from Tom Brady, I mean, whether it's the rumors going on with the Dancing with the Stars, or the singer, the Masked Singer, whatever it was, and then you have the distractions. Like, this is not characteristic for a Tom Brady. I don't know where his head's at. So if I'm like that's a big question for me. Like, if you're telling me, with if you're talking divorce stuff and that's real life, like those are real reports, there's no way he's going to come into this season the same mentality as he has with New England and with like the first year in Tampa Bay where he was just locked in. He had the offseason where he didn't want to come back. He retired and unretired, which led to this whole thing. And then also like the issues with Tampa Bay. Like I'm not going to lie. If you told Tom Brady, hey, you could be in Tampa Bay or you could be somewhere else, where would you be? He would be somewhere else.
100%.
Probably. So
no, 100%.
So with that being said, I just think there's a lot going on in this matchup. I think that there's a lot of talent with Dallas still. They're going to be competing with the Eagles in this division. I think that Dallas, I would go Dallas side in this one.
Yeah, looking at this Sunday night game, which we will be streaming during Chris, so join us for that.
Yep.
Check Old Man River over there, Brady in person, live, and let us talk about it with you guys, our friends. Listen, Brady doesn't want to be on Tampa. Brady retired. Part of me think, it was certainly a fake retirement, as Chairman touched on here, to get out of this situation and go to another team. He doesn't think they can win. And then they lose 2 interior linemen in, camp and preseason to injury. It's even worse now because how you affect Brady the most is by getting an interior pass rush. And then he's a dumpster fire of a quarterback.
True.
So listen, I think Dallas, Dallas is my NFC team, if you guys don't know.
Yep.
I'm worried about Dallas. Left tackle wise, they did sign Jason Peters, the vet, but he's like 41, 42. He's not going to play this week. I think he's just on the practice squad. They literally signed him like a day or two ago. So he probably won't play this week.
Tampa's literally a retirement home. It's literally a retirement home. Everyone's old on that team.
I'm more confident in the Dallas defense than I am their offense, actually, especially early on in the year where Dallas, I think they're not far off from getting Michael Gallup back as their wide receiver 2, which will help a lot. But until then, you basically have CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz at tight end. Like, those are your weapons. You can do the 2-back sets with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. The offensive line is concerning, but everyone that still thinks in the last couple of years prior to this that the Cowboys had a top offensive line is just mistaken. They didn't, and they still put up points. So
this will be
the defensive player of the year in Micah Parsons. I have this in a teaser where I have the Cowboys plus 8.5, and I love them to cover that. And I also like, I think Navy mentioned this earlier, I like the under in this. I think the under hits.
Yeah. This is the worst offensive line the Cowboys have had. They've been actually getting worse and worse over the years. They've historically, that's the one thing that I worry about with Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott is the fact that he's so used to playing behind good offensive lines that I wonder how he does with an average.
That's what I'm saying though, Chris. The last 2 years, their offensive line wasn't that good.
And so that's my big question mark here. Grandpa Brady, Dallas. Agree, says Mr. Navy. Yeah, totally. And I think like this will be an interesting matchup. I still think Dallas is. If I'm on a side here, it's Dallas.
I think Dallas wins this game outright.
I think so too. And I mean, they're getting points at home. Like, why? Why not? Why not? Take them.
And if not, either way, Saints play the Bucks in week 2. Saints will win that game.
Yeah.
Just mark it down.
Oh, Saints have owned last 6? Was it last 4 or last 6 straight? I think it's like ridiculous, but the Saints own the Bucks no matter who's playing. Like, Saints haven't even had good quarterbacks. They've been rotating like tight ends at quarterbacks and like weird things. So if they're able to beat, they're fine. All right, here we go. Here is the matchup on Monday nights. Let's dive into this one, Scotty. And you know what? I'm going to let you start on this one. Denver at Seattle. You can call it a revenge game. You can call it a reunion. You can call it whatever you want. Russell Wilson traded to Denver from Seattle in the offseason. Now, we are going back to Seattle for this Monday nighter. What do you got, Scotty? What do you got on this game? Squad says Denver by 10, by the way. Nice. Be nice, Scott, says Diacola.
Denver by 10. Be nice. Taking the over. Cuban talking about that Cowboys. We just assume they have a great O-line and assume it's still true without looking at the roster. Heck, a lot of people think they have Ezekiel Elliott, which they sort of do. Anyway, Chris, did you by chance have an opportunity to read the article on ESPN's front page today about the Russell Wilson Seattle Seahawks dynamic and the history and what went down?
I didn't have time to read it now.
You should check that out. And I will bring up this caveat because most people wouldn't even think to look at this. This was written by the Seahawks beat writer for ESPN. So affiliated in some fashion to the Seahawks, probably protecting the Seahawks a little bit. When I read this article, it only confirms my suspicions more about how much of a phony Russell Wilson is. I know this isn't diving into the game real quick, but I think this is important to note because of the lead article on the front page of ESPN this morning. Okay, Russell Wilson, apparently a couple years ago, was upset during a game where they were up by 24 at half, and he was in the MVP contention. And now, granted, it was like 5 weeks into the year, so it wasn't that far into the year, but he was like putting up really good numbers. He's like, I want to be in the MVP contention. They were up 24 points at half, Chris. And he only threw 5 times in the second half. Now, they won the game by a ton. But he only threw the ball 5 times in the second half. Apparently, he was furious. Because that was jeopardizing his ability to win MVP. And that was the theme of the article, Chris. Now, it went both ways a little bit, but what I took away the most was how much Russell was about himself instead of the team. Now, the defense that carried him to a Super Bowl hated Russell. Didn't say hate in this article, but it basically said that Pete Carroll defended Russell against that defense who got annoyed by Russell. Like, Russell annoyed the defense a lot, and Pete Carroll protected him, is what the article stated. And that gave Russell his Super Bowl. It was the defense. Not that Russell wasn't good. I'm not saying Russell wasn't good.
He was good.
But the defense was the strength of that team. No one would argue that. It was the Legion of Boom. It was the dominant defense. I mean, that's like saying Peyton Manning carried the Broncos to a Super Bowl when they won it. Maybe not to that extent. But, Chris, this article comes off and just shows, like, Russell's team gets mad about these weird things. Like, it just seems like he's very into his own stats. And not about the team, but everything he says is like, I signed a team-friendly deal so we can sign people like Randy Gregory, which is a weird flex because Randy Gregory was like the 3rd best defensive lineman for the Cowboys last year. So, sweet flex, bro. Keep that up. And it's a destination place for free agents. No, it's not. And it's going to be super interesting when you have a 2-headed running monster like you do with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, and Russell's like, let me cook. Which I think they'd be far better off running the ball more and passing less. I think team success-wise, that would be the better option for him. But Russ doesn't want that. Russ wants to be an MVP. He said, and I quote, being MVP is like a big deal. It's super important. He hasn't got a single vote ever, Chris, in his career. And not a single MVP vote. There's 50 people in the media that vote every year on MVP. He's never got one vote, much less won it. But he's so convinced he's worthy of it, and that Seattle failed him. And now you have this guy here that's so convinced he should be MVP, and you sign him to a $50 million a year contract extension. You have no choice. But to cater to his demands, right? Is that for the good of the team, or is that for the good of Russell Wilson?
If you were to take away Russell Wilson out of everything you just said and say Aaron Rodgers in that mix, You would be pretty close in to
because Aaron Rodgers has won the MVP award the last 2 years, Chris.
Well, take away the MVP. They both won one Super Bowl.
Why are we taking away things, Chris? You can't just take away things.
All right, so all right, let's take this away then. The Broncos quarterbacks over the last 6 years have averaged 19 touchdowns per season. Russ has averaged 33 in his career. Is that an upgrade?
No one's disputing whether they're upgrading at quarterback.
His record as a starter is 104 and 53. Is that pretty good? He's a 9-time All-Time Pro. He's 2 Super Bowl appearances.
He's what? He's a 9-time
All-Pro.
No, he's not.
He's a 9-time All-Pro.
No chance.
Look it up.
0% chance.
In his 10 years as a starter, he has 1 losing season, and that was last year.
He's played 10 years, Chris. He's not a 9-time All-Pro.
He's only had 1 losing season. Would you say that that's an upgrade for a Denver Broncos team that has had a revolving door at quarterback over the last, since Peyton Manning, and even then, before Peyton Manning to John Elway? Would you say that that's an upgrade?
No one is disputing if it's an upgrade or not, Chris. No one's disputing that.
So here's my thing.
How much of an upgrade is the question? And if you read the article, Seattle's front office felt like he was on the decline, and that's why they wanted to maybe move on. So when you're referencing these former stats,
well, and then also
they're worried about that.
So injured hand, he had a bad defense last year. He didn't have an offensive line. So let's talk about this game.
Chris, he wasn't very good.
Let's talk about this game. You have one of the worst quarterback cores in the NFL. Is that an issue?
Yep.
That's not disputed.
In Seattle.
Correct.
No, Geno Smith might be the worst starting quarterback in the league.
So, okay. So let's put that out there. So with that being said, you have a team that is overall a better, more well-rounded team. Even the deficiencies, still, there's some nice pieces there to combat what the Seahawks are doing to try to win this game. This is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie. Coming back in Seattle, I think it'll be a tough game. I didn't want to bet this game by any means. I think the Broncos win this game outright. They win this game I think they win by a touchdown. I think that's reasonable. Monday Night Football. So overall, you got the better quarterback. You got issues with their quarterback with offensive line that wasn't really fixed or addressed in offseason. You have, a lot of pieces. I mean, they have a good wide receiver core. That's fine. Broncos have a nice secondary. It's not the best in the NFL, but it's not the worst. It can hang with some of these players and teams. I just don't trust. I do think Geno Smith, if I'm going to give some props to the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith isn't a scrub. He can still put up points. I just don't think it's going to be enough at all against this Broncos team first week. So I got the Broncos winning this game. Do I think it's by the spread? No, but I think that the Broncos win this game.
To be fair, Broncos makes a good point. Article has 0 effect on this game. That's true.
True.
That article has no effect on this game in general. Now, you have a Seattle team that I think is pretty bitter about the departure of Russell. I think Russell, threw certainly offensive linemen under the bus in his career in Seattle. Maybe not other positions, but mostly offensive linemen, maybe coaching as well, but that's it. Listen, I think Seattle has the number 1 home field advantage in all of football. I think if there's a 3-point advantage, it's in Seattle. That home stadium is the biggest advantage in football historically.
12 man is good.
When you look at it, you have a Seattle team that's going to play, and the fans are going to be raucous. Monday night, this is literally Seattle's most important game of the year. Now, is this game equally as important to Russell? Yes. Does that move through the whole Denver team? Maybe, maybe not. But you have a Denver team that hasn't had a winning record since they won the Super Bowl, so 6 years ago or whatever it was. Adding Russell Wilson, adding new head coach, first-time head coach, first-time OC, first-time DC. I've said it time and time again. Week 1 favored 6.5 points on the road. Granted, I don't think Seattle's going to be a very good team this year. I do not at all. They're going to be pretty bad. But there's no chance that Seattle is going to play. This is the hardest Seattle's going to play all year.
You're
they
right.
want this game more than any other game.
You're not wrong.
And I think
this is their Super Bowl.
There's an acclimation period with the Broncos and their offense. I give me the points in Seattle. This is one of my picks of the week. Give me 6.5 with Seattle. I really like it if it gets to 7. If it gets to 7, I mean, I love it to the moon. 6.5, I really, really, really like it, and I'll take it.
What do you got on the money line?
I don't have anything on the money line.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you were to pick the money line and lean one way or another, where would you go? Is outside of the spread?
Because I think, I mean, generally, if you're picking a team against the spread, you're also going to pick them against the money line based off the odds, Chris. So, do I think Seattle wins this game? I think there's. I probably would, if I had to throw a percentage on the chances of Seattle winning this game. I think it's somewhere in between, roughly around, I don't know, 36%, Chris.
Okay. Fair enough.
But do they cover 6.5? I think they do that.
I mean,
a lot more than 50% of the
one
time.
thing you are correct on is this is Seattle's Super Bowl. This is the only game that matters to them all season long. They might tank after this game, the rest of the season. They might. They should, and they should, right? I mean,
I don't think they will, but I think they should.
Penny had a couple good games.
Rashad Penny's so underrated, Chris, by the way. That's another factor. Rashad Penny is so underrated.
So
he'll run the ball tomorrow.
How many interceptions does Geno Smith throw? I mean, probably less than Drew Lock.
I don't think Geno throws a ton of picks. He just doesn't throw for a lot of yards. Like, he doesn't move the needle. Like, he's going to throw for, like, I'd be shocked if he gets over like 220 yards passing in this game.
Yeah, Geno Smith, Mr. Navy says, I think people are underrating Geno. I mean, he played Pittsburgh last year pretty close. I mean, Pittsburgh, given the fact that they didn't have like a young, spry quarterback by any means. I mean, but still, Pittsburgh's a tough team on the road to play, and they played them close. Geno Smith kept them in the game. There's a couple other games Geno Smith kept them in. So I'm not.
Well, he started 3 games. He went 1-2, but that was kind of in line with the Seahawks record last year, so it wasn't out of line. And Chairman says Wilson and Geno had the same QB rating last year.
I mean,
I would assume that's true. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if it's true. I mean, Russell Wilson had a jacked hand. You mean, like, how much does that play into it? Obviously, I don't know. I haven't thrown a football with a finger backwards, so I don't know what that looks like. But
he was rehabbing 17 hours a day to get back, Chris.
He wasn't on the Kyler Murray video game rehab with his fingers, so I don't know.
It might have been borderline worse because he said he was rehabbing his fingers 17 hours a day, and someone should just go and slap him in the face for saying that. And then Chris, when he says out loud, Mr. Unlimited, sometimes you have to be unlimited. And I'm just like, I would like to limit your vocal cords for a second. I think he's I think is regressing a little. 2 years ago, I would have put him as a top 5 QB. I don't think he's there anymore, Chris.
Well, you still have him as a top 12.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, you still have him as a top third of this league, realistically. So, yeah, I mean, it's an upgrade for Denver. I think they're going to do well in this game. I think they win this game. Do I think it's by the spread? Maybe not, but I think they win this game Monday night. It'll be a good one. I'm not going to lie. So that's going to pull us in for here we go.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
It's a trap.
Let's
we made
ride.
it, Chris. We made it through our first blitz of the year.
Our first blitz. By the way, we named it the Blitz. I hope you guys like that. It's a new thing for us. But this was 2019, Russ. The Broncos would be thought of as much higher. Sure. I agree. No matter what, it's an upgrade. Regardless of what, if you're getting 2019 Russ or 2022 Russ, it's an upgrade from what we typically have at quarterback regardless. So I'm not going to lie. I don't envy what's going on in Seattle. I don't envy the fact that our quarterback from last year couldn't win a quarterback competition with Geno Smith. That's what I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I don't have to deal with that. just put that in perspective a little bit for Broncos fans. So that's where we're at.
Then ride with Russ for a while and see what happens.
Well, we're riding with him for the extension of this deal that he just signed recently in the last couple weeks.
He won't make it through the whole deal.
He has a out at, I think, year 3. What is it?
No. Well, the Broncos more important.
The Broncos. Yeah. Broncos have an out at year 3, which, I mean, I'll take that. I mean,
5 years from now. So there will be some disappointing years for the Broncos.
But you know what? One thing that we will do is they'll take down your Chiefs once this year.
Even Benny, is Russ a Pro Bowler this season? Maybe if 5 other quarterbacks back out on the AFC side. The AFC is so stacked at quarterback.
AFC is really stacked. I don't know if I'd put he's
behind Mahomes. He's behind Herbert. Probably behind Lamar. He's behind Josh Allen. He's behind Joe Burrow.
He's behind a lot.
There's a lot of guys there.
If you ride with Russ, you will go 10 wins every year, but not make a single Super Bowl appearance. I don't know if I necessarily. I don't know.
Agree with getting to 10 wins every year. Is that what you meant? I think they could get there. I think that I mean, any given Sunday, right? Especially in the playoffs, you have the right players around. The issue I have too, also with we spent way too much time on this. We have to get to our Rex
draft.
calling me out, by the way, that I dog on AFC teams. When I literally gave the Pittsburgh Steelers a prediction of well over their win total this year and said they're going to cover this first week, Rec, I supported your own team in the AFC this week and for the season, and you're saying I don't support any AFC team. I don't know. It's kind of hurtful. Hurts my feelings a little bit.
Oh no, we hurt his feelings.
Bruh.
Don't do it. He isn't the owner's guy. It's cute. Really, how long is Patton's leash? If it doesn't show big results, we'll see. I mean, again, what's beneficial for the Broncos as an organization is they can move on if they need to at a certain point, which helps them. If Russ does not progress in the next couple years, they can make a decision at that point, which is really beneficial for the Broncos, considering the longer this contract goes, the more money he makes and the more it hurts what we can do as a franchise. So that's
draft and develop a quarterback, 'cause that's gone well.
That's the problem. The Broncos. No, seriously, we can't draft the quarterback.
To be fair, it's a different regime, so that doesn't really apply.
We can't draft a quarterback. It's a curse. So I think the Hawks could win 8 games. Seahawks. I take the under. I take the under on that, Mr. Navy.
I would take the under on that, Navy. No offense.
All right, so we are going to do something special for tomorrow night. We need all of you here tonight and tomorrow night. Now, what we're going to do... Actually, no, let's go to our best bets first. So here are our best bets.
Here you go. This answers your question, Chairman. Of course I took the right side.
So
of course I did.
These are bets we're going to be doing each and every single week. Now... we both have a couple teasers and both have a couple games. So Lions and Eagles, we already talked about. We're split on. We're going opposites there. The other game that we didn't talk about is the Giants plus 5.5. Now, G-Girl's going to love this. The Giants, I feel, have a decent chance to, stay in games. I don't think really that the Giants I think they're an average team at best. And against a team like the Tennessee Titans, I just think the plus 5.5 here is very attractive. Like
you're arguing against your pick.
No.
You just were like, I think the Giants are average at best.
Well, no, I think compared to what they have been, I mean, I think they'll be an average team, which means I think that they'll come out. Brian Dable is the new head coach, right? I love what he's doing with what they have going. They have Saquon Barkley, who's going to be healthy. I think they have a lot of pieces that, I have a lot of questions from Tennessee. We both didn't pick Tennessee to even make the playoffs here. And Ryan Tannehill, struggling, early in. I feel like that maybe he has some I don't know, first game jitters maybe in this one. I think people are undervaluing the Giants overall with what the new coach brings and also what Saquon being healthy and what kind of offense. This is a big year for the Giants to figure out what they have in Danny Dimes, right? So I think that there's a little bit of motivation there, and honestly, I think people playing, I'm not going on this limb. I'm not going to die on this hill, but I think the Titans, if you play them in our elimination pool, which you can join in on the elimination pool, exclamation point contest in the chat.
Fingers, say to the face.
I think
What?
I would be nervous picking the Titans in a survivor pool pick this week. I don't know why I think that. Maybe, I don't know. But I love the Giants plus 5.5. That's just where I'm at there.
No, that's fair. I mean, I just wanted you said like you were arguing the Giants were average at best, and I was like, well, you're picking them, so let's correct that. I'm down on Titans, so I don't hate that pick at all. Reckoning slapped Scotty. I had to go check, and no, you did not pick Pittsburgh to be over their win total of 7.5. I should have. If I didn't, I should have. I think they win 8 or 9 games. So I apologize if I took them on their under. I had to pick a lot of things in that stretch. So I think the Steelers win 8 or 9 games here. 9, really. I think they win. They go 9-8.
So teasers here. Teasers are, in case you don't know what a teaser is a way to adjust the odds in a certain one way or another. We talked about odds and what Vegas does to balance a game. Now, if you want to add 6 points, so like for instance, the game, the Rams game is plus 2.5 for the Rams. If you want to get an extra 6 points, you can do that. You can place a bet that say they can win, or they're getting 8.5 instead of 2.5. Your odds of winning, or like the money that you could get paid out, is a lot less. However, you just have a better chance of winning that game. Pushes, by the way, are losers. So if let's say 8.5 is whatever, but let's say it's like 7, and they win by 7, or they lose by 7 or whatever, they push. That's a loss in a teaser bet, which is changed. I think people don't understand that. That's the risk you take of taking a teaser bet. But with that being said, I have a couple that I've given an extra couple points for. 6 point for the Rams, 6 point for the Cowboys. Both have to win for me to be profitable. If the Rams cover but the Cowboys don't, I lose. Same thing. Ravens and 49ers are another one. I think the Ravens will win their game. I think the Niners will win their game. I teased it down, so all they got to do is just win the game, just by 1 point. That's how those work. You did it with the Vikings and the Cowboys and the Rams and the Browns. So they're 2-team parlays pretty much. These are our best bets. Scotty, do you want to just touch on anything else that I might have missed?
No, yeah. So you got to hit on both to win. And it just adds 6 points to whatever the spread is. So it's pretty easy, and you got to hit on both. But it gives you some odds, and it pays out at usually -1. Well, I won't even explain that. Never mind. But otherwise, we talked about our bets. So these teasers, if you ever, what I will say about teasers, if you're going to gamble on teasers, you always have to bet on a teaser that's going to move the needle through 3 and 7. So what I mean by that is you have to go where it passes through the number 7 and 3. So take my top teaser there. It's Rams. Rams are 2.5 point underdogs. So they're less than 3, but adding 6 moves it through 3 and 7. Now you could go vice versa. You could take Buffalo and well, no, that wouldn't work the other way. Never mind. And Browns move through 3 and 7 as well. That's how you win on teasers. If you're taking a teaser, a 2-team teaser where it doesn't pass through those marquee numbers, you're making a mistake.
So yeah, you want to make sure.
Even your favorites there with Ravens and Niners, those are, favored by. I actually saw them at 7, 6.5. Fine, moves it down to a half. But at 7, it's even better. You're moving it down to 1, and it's passing through that 7 and 3 number.
A little confusing when you get into some of these. You just want to make sure, like for instance, a key number is 2.5 because you can win by a field goal, right? Like that's like a nice key number. If it's at 3, it's a push. You don't win anything. So key numbers 6.5. going to 7, you want to have those get past those benchmarks so you can ensure that you have better chance of covering your bet. So just for those who are like learning betting, just a kind of a little tangent there. Would you ditch J.K. Dobbins? Had torn ACL last year. He was limping again. This couple.
He's not gonna play the first couple weeks minimum. I would. I just think coming off that ACL and not being healthy even to start the year, that's really not a great omen for a running back that like is still gonna have probably limited carries. I think Baltimore is gonna probably stagger their carries.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I might hesitate. It
depends on what you can get for him. Don't just get rid of him for nothing. But
okay, so here's what we're doing now. This is gonna be fun for everybody, and this is gonna affect tomorrow night on the stream. So if you're here now, first of all, hit that follow button if you have not already. Second of all, we are doing something kind of fun for all of you guys. You guys are gonna go head to head against Scotty and myself for Thursday Night Football and fantasy rosters. We are going to pick 6 guys for you guys, all you lab rats out there in the Action Lab Rat community, and we are going to have 6. So how this is going to work is you guys, if you guys beat us, we will gift out subs to the community. We're going to keep tabs during the game tomorrow, so we'll make sure that all of their stats are updated in real time. We are going to have our team, and if you guys beat us, then that's just bragging rights for you guys, and then maybe, who knows? We'll figure out some fun ways. This is new, so we're going to play around with this a little bit. When we beat you guys, says Squand. See, all of a sudden, the lab rats are unifying together. They're all coming together. This might be... so you guys
As Rex getting this loaded, just so you know, it's a 1-minute poll, so vote quickly.
Vote quick.
He's gonna put out what position you guys are gonna have. So how it's gonna work? It's kind of like a snake draft. You will have the first overall pick. We will take 2 and 3. You will have 4 and 5. We'll have 6 and 7 until we get to 6 guys on each. Now it can be any position: QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end. There's no it's all flex positions, so you can have whatever position you want. But vote. When this comes out in this current poll, which it is right now, vote on what position. You guys have one pick right now.
First pick.
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. What position do you want to pick? And then from that, you guys can then throw out who you want to pick.
Now, keep
from
in
that
mind,
position group.
Quarterbacks will score a lot of points. Wide receivers and running backs score a lot of points. Right now, quarterback is leading. So if you guys vote, quarterback won. All right, so you guys get to choose. So that means
so now
you get a vote on your quarterback, Josh Allen or Matt Stafford. Who you want as your quarterback?
Navy wants Matt Stafford. He's already thrown it out there.
All right, you guys got to vote though, and these are quick polls, so you guys have to vote. Everyone has to vote. Once Rec gets this going, thanks Rec. Appreciate all the. This is like
a couple Allen votes in the chat.
So, which quarterback should you draft first overall?
All right, we got a minute on that, so you can put that in the poll.
This is you guys trying to beat us.
You do have 2 minutes. Stafford, Allen. I don't know if he threw Matt Barkley in the mix, maybe a Bryce Perkins or a John Wolford, who carried the Rams.
Wolford is pretty good.
Playoffs a couple years ago. Maybe that's a sleeper pick there. Case Keenum.
Now,
keep in mind for like 105 touchdowns in the preseason against the Broncos.
I threw Wolford out there in case Stafford can't make it. Says reckoning. I mean, you got to be strategic. Action Lab rats, you gotta be smart. You got to beat Scotty and myself here in this one. Elite punter Mac Barkley. 6 votes, Allen. Vote, guys. You have to vote. We talked a lot about how Allen could be, a big piece of what the Bills are going to be successful with all season long. But we also talked about how, the Bills might struggle a little bit coming into LA. So, we got 6 votes for Allen, 2 votes for Stafford. This is the draft, but whatever you guys vote for, that's your fantasy guy tomorrow. Then Scotty and I pick 2 players. We'll discuss on who we want. Then you guys
get 2.
You guys get 2 back to back. So we're gonna do that.
It's like a snake draft with 2 teams,
Exactly. So right now, Josh Allen is leading. Time is running out, guys.
It looks like Josh Allen's going to pull this one out, Chris.
So
I think that's the right call there.
It's a great call. The Lab Rats, no. Yeah, Broncos. You guys could, beat us tomorrow. I doubt it, but you guys can try to beat us tomorrow. I think that Jake guy has the girls say, funk me. Stafford going to air it out to Tutu Atwell.
That's the guy that hasn't played it down yet.
All right, so Josh Allen is your first pick. So Scotty,
okay.
we get to pick now.
I kind of projected that.
Yeah. So
I think there were like two guys, maybe.
So let's look at the Rams. The Rams have a lot of firepower on wide receivers. So we also have Matt Stafford. We could take. Obviously, we would probably need a decent. So Stafford's got to be probably one.
Here's the thing, because theoretically they could go and take a quarterback again. There's no limitations.
So we have to take Stafford.
Got to take Stafford, and I think it's pretty obvious, Chris. We don't have to waste a lot of time here.
It's Cooper Kupp.
It's Cooper Kupp.
So we'll take Stafford and Cooper Kupp. So now you guys,
the dream team with the Rams. Let's go Rammies.
So now you got to vote whether or not you guys want a receiver or running back or tight end.
And you get 2 picks. So
you get 2 picks.
It'll be whoever finishes second, whatever position group finishes second will also be included.
Correct.
In your 2 picks here. So between wide receiver, I would imagine at this point you're probably not taking a quarterback now that both quarterbacks that are supposedly going to start are gone.
So here you go.
This PPR. We're doing it through FanDuel. I
think it's just based off of pure stats. It's not PPR. I think it's just pure stats.
Well, PPR is a stat, Chris.
Well, but you don't get a point per
Either
reception.
way, that's probably not going to change a ton. You get 2 picks here.
Okay, so wide receiver is the first pick that you guys are voting for. It seems like 4 votes to 0. Running back, tight end, defensive kicker. It looks like you guys are going heavy. There's running back vote. All right, 5-1. So... All right, so you guys right now...
that makes sense. You're probably taking a wide receiver and then a running back. Both of those in back-to-back picks right now. Or theoretically, I guess you could take 2 wide receivers if you wanted because it's so slanted 6-1 now in the vote. So I'd be fine with that option too. You guys can decide, but...
we got...
maybe we throw out some... Let's do a wide receiver first since that dominated here.
So wide receiver wins. So you guys,
Chris, scroll down to show all the wide receivers for both teams.
So here are wide receivers for the Bills and wide receivers for the and Cooper Kupp is not available, so don't throw him in there. But Tutu, Warren Jackson, Van Jefferson.
I'll give you guys a break, and not that you're thinking of Van Jefferson right now, but it sounds like Van Jefferson very well might not play. So just as a heads up, wide receiver for the Rams that may not play.
So there you go. So you guys get a vote on your wide receiver. Gonna write the wide receivers I'm gonna put in. All right. So again, Buffalo or
you got Allen Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Isaiah McKenzie.
2 picks.
And there's there's running backs for both these squads.
Ooh, everyone's loving Diggs in the chat. So it looks like maybe Diggs is going to be a shoe-in, but then who's your second? Vote, guys. We are going head-to-head with you guys, and you guys could have bragging rights over Scotty and myself if you're lucky. By the way, Reckoning, thank you. You're crushing. You're doing a great job for the first time. We're doing this on the fly for the first time. We will have these lineups set by tomorrow night. So we will make sure that you guys can track along. We'll have another screen that we can keep tabs.
Seems like a lot of the chatters want Diggs, and then I've seen some maybe go wide receiver back to back Diggs and Allen Robinson, which makes sense.
I get
those.
Yeah, those are guys that I got on my fantasy teams. All right, which wide receivers? So here you go: Stephon Diggs, Robinson, is on there. McKenzie, Jefferson, other.
We had a Van Jefferson, who I said probably isn't playing, so
Stephon.
I'm going to ignore that one.
Looks like Stephon Diggs is taking this first one here.
I mean, real quick, throw out, if you guys don't want to take 2 wide receivers, like get active in the chat and let us know. Maybe you just want to take Diggs, who seems like he's the number 1 option, then you want to take like a running back or a tight end or another position group. So after that,
so all right,
I don't know.
So Stephon Diggs, maybe do we want to do
for sure? Maybe throw out like
another
Allen Robinson with, I don't know, like the 2 starting running backs and see what happens there. Just to make it fair. I don't want to feel like anyone's getting cheated here.
So how about this?
We got Squan saying Diggs and Akers. So.
Yeah. Reckoning will do another poll for another position. One more position.
No, don't do position group. Just do Allen Robinson, Cam Akers, and Devin Singletary, I would think. The 2 starting running backs and the next wide receiver you guys like the most. And you guys can pick from those 3.
Mr. Navy's like, Akers going to get 2 yards per carry.
Yeah, but what if he gets like 30 carries?
True. I mean, that's
60 yards.
Fantasy stats, you know? All right, so Stephon Diggs is on. So you got Allen and Diggs as of right now. So Stafford and Kupp versus Allen and Diggs. Yep. Okay. So now
we got basically Buffalo versus LA right now, Chris.
Yeah. I think there's some sneaky players we can get. We
got Singleton Diggs Singleton in the chat. We've had Diggs Akers. But I think the top options,
by the way,
should be Allen Robinson. This is for Rec. Allen Robinson, and then Devin Singletary and Cam Akers, probably. I don't know if we have to throw any more out in the chat.
Who should we go next? Robinson, Akers, Davis, McKenzie, Singletary.
Well, it's not us, Chris.
No. I know. This is the poll that I'm just reading out. So that is who the lab rats are voting on.
Good poll.
Vote. Guys, this is your team to beat Scotty and myself. You got to choose wisely. Vote is important. We have a lot of you guys in chat, even all you lurkers. If you want to come in and just vote real quick, that's totally fine too. By the way, if you just... Actually, I'm not even going to distract you from voting. That's all we want you to do right now.
Right now, early on, we got an early Cam Akers.
Mr. Navy is like, or Allen Robinson, please. Reckoning's like, vote in the poll. Cam Akers.
Akers taking a
3-1,
big 3-1 lead here.
Okay.
And we get an Allen to close the gap.
Guys,
we're not there yet though. Right now, Cam is still the leader.
I would love Allen Robinson.
Following the chat.
I would love Allen Robinson to fall to us. I would love him to fall to us. But you guys got to vote. If you guys want to vote, that's what you... I mean...
Get a Gabe Davis vote in there. Not a lot of time left. Cam Akers still leading by a narrow 3-2 right now over Allen Robinson.
Mr. Navy, Diacola, both Robinson.
We know who they voted for, I think. Squan's like Akers.
3-3. Ooh, 3-3.
We might have to have a tiebreaker because we've had 2 votes for other players, Chris. Might have to have like a 30-second power hour.
Time is running out. Vote.
If this ends in a tie, we might have to have like a 30-second power between Akers and Robinson to decide.
It's a tie. Akers and Robinson got to vote.
Akers and Robinson. Rex's gonna throw out another vote here, just between those 2. 30 seconds on the clock.
60.
Get in there and vote. You can't take both, Mr. Navy. You already took Diggs with your first selection of this.
Either way, we're gonna fall with decent options here, Scotty. I'm not hating our options. Regardless, all right, Robinson or Akers? Who do you guys want to draft?
And please don't let it end in a tie, because I don't know what to do at that point, Chris.
It's still split 2-2.
It's 2-2, but there's more voters out there. Come on, guys.
That means we get both.
Should I vote,
guys? This is your one opportunity to team up as a community to take us down.
Yep.
This is your shot. There's no other competition we have on this show that you guys get to literally take us down and just brag about it.
Robinson is just all of a sudden running away with it. So, and then an Akers vote to close it. Right now we're at 6-3. Robinson gets another one. 6-3.
I feel like
winding down here. It looks like it's going to be back-to-back wide receivers. Chris,
this is what I feel like. It's like it's like a Kentucky Derby. Like it's just, and they're off. And Robinson ends up winning. Allen Robinson goes to the Lab Rats. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we get 2 picks, Scotty. So now from here, let's go ahead. Let's scroll.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that, says Broncos.
I don't want to give them the satisfaction of getting Akers. So,
no, so I think we take that's one of the ones, I guess.
Now, do we get dirty with it and take both starting running backs back to back? Or do we look at like a Gabe Davis?
I mean, Gabe Davis could be a nice option.
I mean, I guess there's not a huge advantage. It's not like they have to slot a running back in, so they don't necessarily have to start a running back. So us taking both starting running backs doesn't really matter because they would just whatever, they wouldn't play a running back and that'd be fine.
I think Akers is probably a safe bet there, most likely.
I think my vote's Akers and Davis.
Akers, and then I think Davis has some upside. James Cook, we've always been high on for fantasy perspective. James, but I think Davis has
not in front of Davis.
No, I think Davis has higher upside as well. All right, let's do it. Davis. So we have Davis.
Akers and Davis.
So we take Akers and Davis
to go along with Stafford and Kupp.
Now you could take kickers, you could take tight ends, you could take wide receivers, running backs, anything. So just keep that in mind.
You can take kickers. I would argue you cannot take. Chris. I don't think they'll let us take kickers in the.
They don't take kickers in the FanDuel thing.
No. So he lied.
Okay.
You're limited to quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends.
There's no limit reckoning to what position, so you guys can be very flexible.
Correct. No limit. You also can't take a defense. So
there's just offensive players and skill positions.
Yeah. So you're probably throwing.
Squan says Dawson Knox. I mean,
you got the 2 tight ends. You got Higbee and Knox. I'd throw in well, maybe it's position group right now. Are you taking a tight end? Are you taking a running back, wide receiver?
I think at this point, maybe
honestly, all of those are fair.
Positions, maybe? You want to go positions here?
Yeah, maybe vote
what position
group.
All right, so running back, wide receiver, tight end. Everyone, all right, so 1 vote for tight end. Vote. You have 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. That's it.
It's happening right now as we speak.
Running backs coming up.
A couple tight end, 2 tight end, 1 running back vote. 2-2 now. No wide receivers. Another tight end vote. 3-2. Down the stretch we come. They come. I've always wanted to say that like in the horse racing. Here
down
we go.
The stretch.
A tight end gets their cushion, and running back comes right back.
So realistically, we could just do.
To be fair, they get 2 positions.
You get 2 positions.
You guys get 2 picks here. So.
Oh yeah, scroll down. I'll scroll down to the tight ends here.
4-4 running back and tight end. We can agree that you want to take a tight end and a running back here. Unless
they're tied. So you guys can go running back and tight end on either team. So tight ends are currently on there. Starting tight end, Dawson Knox. Also starting tight end is Tyler Higbee. And then you also got guys that are popping in,
We talked about, running back wise we took the starter in, with the Rams, but they also have Darrell Henderson. You have Singletary, Zach Moss, and James Cook at running back for the Bills.
So I would just throw the top tight ends out there and then maybe do top running backs that are left, knowing that those are the top
Yeah, I would just
two positions.
Let's do tight end first, and just throw out Knox and Higbee, and let you guys decide which direction you want to go there.
It works for me. Yeah. So which tight end? Vote. Knox or Higbee. Those are the top number 1 starters for each team. You guys can vote on who you think will have a better fantasy stat game. I was looking at backups, but none of them would make an impact, says Reckoning. Yeah, unless someone... I mean, there's also injuries, but you don't want to play with those kind of games. But, Higbee taking an early lead.
We saw in the chat people talking about Knox, so I thought Knox would take this. But Higbee up 4-2 here in the chat, or vote. Still got some time left, but Higbee getting it done right now.
Now, this means you guys got to come back tomorrow night to see how your the Action Lab Rat fantasy team, 6-player team does against our 6-player team. So I feel like Higbee has a better chance at a touchdown, says Mr. Navy. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I mean, I'll dive into what I think here after the vote is done. I don't want to sway anybody one way or the other.
And realistically, I mean, I know you guys
sitting here with a 2-vote cushion here for Higbee.
Let's see. Feel Akers and Knox getting 2 touchdowns right now, says Squand. Yeah. So right now, just to recap, we have Scotty Stafford, Kupp, Akers, and Davis. Right now, Allen, Diggs, and Allen Robinson are currently on the Action Lab Rat side, with Tyler Higbee. Unless you vote, Tyler Higbee is going to be on your roster.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Higbee. We haven't seen movement recently, so it looks like Higbee is going to take it. Double Doc. Knox was one of the league leaders in red zone targets with 18, tied for 5th. Look at him pulling up a stat within like...
Oh, all of a sudden a vote for Knox. Too little, too late.
Enough. Tyler Higbee wins by 1. So we got Higbee added to the roster for the Lab Rats. You guys have one more pick. I suppose... Well, I don't know. I mean, they could theoretically go Knox. I don't want to eliminate Knox. I guess they could go Knox. They wanted a running back or tight end. Maybe keep Knox in their rec along with
top tight end, top running back.
I would say Singletary, James Cook, and Darrell Henderson. Just throw all 4 in and see what happens.
Yeah. By the way,
Devil Doc was like he was tied at 18 with Higbee. So they had the same red zone targets last year.
Chairman, come on, we have 27 chatting and 7 voted. Let's go. No, yeah, guys, vote. Even if you don't want to, if you're just hanging out in the background.
If you're mad about the pick that just occurred and you didn't vote, you're a part of the problem.
And by the way, I want to say that Rec, you're for the first time doing this. Appreciate you running this for us. This is new, so we're testing it out, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, which player do you guys want to draft?
We got Knox, Singletary, Cook, and Henderson on the board here. Vote now. First vote coming in for Singletary.
Knox. For Knox. All of a sudden, tight ends coming in. All right.
They could go, back-to-back tight ends. We could have had that whole tight end battle for not Chris. It would have been for no reason because they just wanted both tight ends.
Let's go. Vote. There's only 5 votes, and there's a lot of you guys in the chat. Let's keep it rolling. James Cook gets a nice vote there. 4 for Knox, 2 for Singletary, 1 for Cook. Guys, this is your team that's going to represent you on Thursday Night Football.
7 votes. This is done. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's asking about PPR, and it's not fair that we're not saying. Let me get to the site real quick. We're running it through FanDuel because they're able to do it sort of. Hold on a second.
We have 9 total votes. 5 for Dawson Knox, 3 for Devin Singletary, 1 for James Cook, 0 for Darrell Henderson. Keep voting, guys. Time is running out. You only have about 20, 30 seconds left in this one. Make sure you guys make it count. This is your chance to beat us head to head here for Thursday Night Football. And Scotty, I have one that I
believe. Let me look real quick. Hold on. 9 is 12 is 20. So it's I believe it's a half point PPR, maybe. Chris? 12. No.
Dawson Knox wins. Go back. Back.
Chris, I think it's roughly a half point PPR.
Okay.
I think that's what FanDuel does, is a half point.
Single. I don't see Van Jefferson. Says
Cuban. I think Van Jefferson has not been practicing this week. I think he's likely not going to play. He had some procedure a couple weeks ago, which leaves him very questionable for this one. But they take the top 2 tight ends back to back, Chris. That leaves us with a couple running backs in Buffalo, maybe.
So one guy.
There's also a wide receiver I would target.
One wide receiver I would target. Maybe we're on the same page. I like Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah, I do too. That's the wide receiver I would target.
Yeah, Isaiah McKenzie, from my standpoint, I think is going to be a killer this weekend or this Thursday Night Football. I say we lock in McKenzie.
I think we have to go Singletary. I think week 1 he's going to get the carries and a lot of the touches in the backfield. Maybe not moving. I love James Cook season long and where that might head, but week 1 I don't know if they're there yet. I would go Singletary.
All right, Singletary and McKenzie. So that locks up our roster. You guys have last pick. So we have Stafford, Kupp, Akers, Davis, McKenzie, and Singletary going head to head against Allen, Diggs, Allen Robinson, Higbee, and Knox, with one more to play. And you guys are voting running back, wide receiver.
Maybe we just at this point put running back. Yeah, I guess those are the 2 positions you can target at this point.
So let's scroll through these guys and make sure
we're about almost halfway through. Only 3 people have voted. So 2 wide receiver, 1 running back. Get in there and vote. Look at the rosters. Do you want a wide receiver? Do you want a running back?
James Cook is still out there. Duke Johnson on the running back side. So some depth there for the Buffalo Bills. Then you got the Los Angeles roster with
Jamison Crowder's a name.
Darrell Henderson.
Buffalo. Darrell Henderson. Tutu Atwell. Who's the guy that I can't pronounce? Scroll down on the wide receivers. This guy might fill in for. No, I still don't see his name. Oh, it's Ben Skowronek. Like he could fill in.
Oh, wide receiver by 7-1 vote. Okay.
I really want a wide receiver. Honestly, I've looked, and I'm not trying to cheat you guys, and I'm not saying pick this person at all, but Ben Skowronek should be in the poll because I've looked at articles which says he could have it along with Tutu Atwell for the Rams. I really don't want to put Van Jefferson in there because I don't think he plays. You have Jamison Crowder.
Crowder could be one, I think.
As another wide receiver for Buffalo.
Tavon Austin, man. Tavon Austin is still around.
Right?
He's still
alive and he's alive and well, Chris.
Tavon Austin's still around. Isn't he White Mamba? Says Cuban. Vote. Yes. Vote halfback. There you go. We trade for Kupp, says Broncos. No trades. You guys made your bed and you're gonna sleep in it.
That's fine. If you want Kupp, we'll take Allen and Diggs.
Yeah. All right. So vote on wide receivers. All of them I think are listed here. So make sure you guys vote. This is your last pick to beat us tomorrow head to head. We are going to be tracking this all game long. So make sure halftime comes around. We're going to check the scores.
JK said Austin is on the practice squad. That sounds legit. I didn't know for sure if he's on the roster. I didn't want to tell you guys who to pick, but I would not pick Austin. Tavon Austin is not that dude.
Skowronek could be a good pick, says Squand.
How do you say? What did you say?
Skowronek?
Oh, it sounded like growing neck, like you were talking about, like growing neck, like Davis Mills.
Davis Mills grow a neck? No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that far.
Cuban Benny, 2 players for 1 cup. Yeah, that's what I'm offering.
2 players, 1 cup. Yeah. Gosh, Cuban always comes in. He's always
so good.
So good.
So good with it.
All right. So we already got Davis. So don't vote Davis.
Yeah. Can't vote Davis. So don't vote Davis.
No.
Of course, the first vote is Davis. 2 votes for Davis. Stop voting for Davis. He's not available. Not available, guys. Maybe can you reboot here?
Everyone's voting for Davis.
Now everyone's just doing it for fun, I hope. Or no one's listening to us, Chris, which is also just as likely.
Devil Doc's like, okay, Isaiah McKenzie then. Oh my goodness.
Maybe just run with Crowder, Skoranek. I would put Tutu Atwell in there. Tuatwell. Tutu Atwell.
We got Cup, Davis, McKenzie, our wide receivers.
I mean, we're loaded at wide receiver.
Oh,
Chris.
We're loaded.
They only have. Do they just have Diggs at wideout?
Yeah, they only have one wide receiver.
Akers, and then
don't vote Isaiah McKenzie. Do not vote Isaiah McKenzie.
Did he put reckoning?
It's okay. It's okay.
No one. So far, so good. No one's voted. He's closing it. He closed it.
That's fine.
We got to start it again.
It's fine. Broncos.
Third time's gonna be a charm, guys. That's the rule of
thumb. By the way,
right?
let's give some love to Reckoning for running this.
He's running it. It's not easy. It's a little clunky. We're gonna try and figure out how to make this easier moving forwards. Reckoning, just take off McKenzie from that list. Leave those other 3. I think that suffices. Yeah. Those are the 3 guys they'd probably take. So Atwell, leave Atwell, Skoranek, and Crowder.
You're killing it, by the way, Rec. Thank you so much for doing this.
100%.
Rex in effect.
In effect.
Yes.
This is why I knew he was when he was like, I can only join 1 fantasy league. He can't keep all the players straight, Chris. Can't do it.
I wish there was a way we could cross him off, but not quite. So, considering you guys don't have you have only 1 wide receiver, y'all need some help. You better choose wisely.
I think right now there's a heavy favorite, regardless of who you take here. I think we're looking good, Chris.
Yeah, I think
we're looking very good for week 1.
Is it breaking news that we're going to come out week 1 with the
dominate
breaking win?
I don't think so, Chris. It's gonna get ugly out there. Actually,
current roster for you guys is Allen, Diggs.
They do have 2.
Oh yeah, Allen Robinson. Sorry, yeah, you have Allen Robinson. You're right. So you have 2 wide receivers. Yep.
Do they wait? 2 wide receivers,
2 tight
ends, and a quarterback. Do they? But they have Akers too. I'm so confused right now.
We have Akers.
We have Akers.
Yep, we have Stafford. I've been running it.
Oh, we have Akers and Singletary.
Akers. We have both running backs, and we have Davis,
Stafford,
McKenzie, and Cup.
And Davis and McKenzie. Oh my goodness, love our squad, Chris.
Oh, I love it too.
Even more.
Vote. Atwell, Crowder,
coming up on halfway. We got all across. Someone voted other, which is fair if you want another.
Atwell, Crowder, Jefferson.
I don't think Jefferson's playing.
Don't vote Jefferson. Atwell right now, Tutu Atwell.
Okay. Messed up poll again. 1 person voted for messed up poll again. So,
another one. Yeah.
Oh, don't tie. Don't you tie. between Atwell
Clock
and Crowder
is
here.
running down. This is your chance to beat us head to
You're
head.
in there. Thank you. Someone voted just to
Crowder.
save us from a tie.
What's wrong with Crowder? Is there an issue with Crowder? Like, why is he falling off? I feel like he's had like a nice
a nice career. Atwell's literally never played in a game.
Yeah,
but
so
you have a youngster with an old guy, and of course we're gonna finish because the chat just loves to mess with us, Chris. They love to tie 4-4 here. I think that's where they're gonna finish because they just want us to live in misery. Don't make me vote and decide.
We're putting Rec to work here tonight. Jefferson is out. Atwell is wide receiver 3. Crowder is better, says Cube, and 2-2 has a cool name. I'd vote Crowder over Atwell, says Squand. Doesn't that mean we get them both? LOL. No, you get one.
You only get one player because there's only one more player you can add to your roster at this
Broncos. I need to add that as a we must
last damn poll, guys.
Vote.
Hopefully.
Vote.
What happens if they tie here, Chris? What do we do? Do we just spin like that wheel of destiny to decide?
We could. I don't know if
how else to decide it.
I don't know if Action Lab the Lab Rats want to leave it up to fate like that. They're already behind.
I mean, well then don't leave it in a tie twice. All right. Crowder with an early 3-2 lead, which means someone's jumping in there and voting for 2-2 to tie it up, I assume. How do we had 4 for each of these guys in our last poll, and now we don't even have 4 for either of them. Everyone's like, I already voted. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. This is the last thing we're doing tonight, guys, and then we're getting on to tomorrow.
Maybe people are waiting till the end to not influence other voters. They're like, I'm gonna get it in with like 10 seconds ago. Oh, we got a jumping Crowder here. Over 2-2, who looks adorable in uniform, by the way, with it wearing his tutu.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. My daughter loves tutus.
Oh, she's
coming up on her 4th birthday. Big deal.
Devil Dog, neither one is going to help us.
Yeah, I think this is problematic. I agree with Devil Dog.
Ooh, Atwell with another vote. We need 8 total votes right now. Keep voting.
Squad's like, we need acres. They had no fantasy team ever, but we have them, Chris. We have acres. We have both starting running backs, Chris.
Pretty good.
And wide receiver 1.
Pretty damn good. And I love McKenzie. I mean...
Oh, yeah. That slot. I mean, he loved to... I mean, Allen loved throwing to... what's his name? Who was their slot before this? Controversial white dude.
Oh, from Dallas, and then he went out to
Yep. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Help us out, chat. Help us out. What's Crowder wins.
Crowder wins.
All right. Cole
Beasley. Yep.
Emmanuel Sanders. All right. So here are the final lineups that you guys are going to go head to head against us with. You Action Lab Rats.
This is taking candy from a baby. They'll learn eventually. They'll learn. They'll improve.
I'm sure. Should we keep a season record on how many times we win?
100%. Unless we're losing, and then don't, Chris.
Yeah. So we have. Well, let's start with Action Lab. The Lab Rats.
Yeah, get into the Lab Rats.
You have Allen, Diggs,
Josh Allen. Because they have 2 Allens technically.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
First
you have
Allen.
Diggs. You have Allen Robinson, Higbee, Knox, and Crowder. So you got 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, and a quarterback.
You are literally booing every time the ball gets handed off.
Now, Scotty and myself, Stafford.
Yep.
Good. Cup, one of the best in the league. Akers and Singletary, running backs. And then you have wide receivers. We have Davis and McKenzie.
Yeah. We moved along later on. We took some Buffalo guys to scatter. We're on both sides of the teams. I like it, Chris.
I like it. I can't wait. Tomorrow night we're gonna watch the game live with you. We're gonna do a live commentary along with the Thursday night football game to kick off the NFL season. We are gonna be having fun, like contests going on. We're gonna have if you haven't joined our other contests, obviously do that as well.
Trivia bet real quick, same rules apply.
Sure, Rec. Throw it out there. But yeah, join us tomorrow night on See How Your Lineup Does. If it beats us, we will gift out subs.
No.
If your lineup beats us, we will gift out subs. I don't know if we've decided how many, but we'll probably gift out at least 10.
Living large. Why not?
It's only a game. Why
I mean, we don't have to worry about how many we're gifting out. Maybe if you guys lose and you voted poorly, maybe throw us a sub. If you want.
No, we'll figure something out.
If you're not in our season-long NFL competitions that are free to join, Chris, that you mentioned earlier, they're right there. Pick'em league. So you're picking every game, the winner of, nothing against the spread, just winner of each game week to week, along with our Survivor, where you pick one team each week, can't use them again moving forward. Easy to join, easy to play, free to play, and free merch on the line if you finish in the upper echelon there.
Yep. That's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Woo! Let's go. You guys are throwing all those new redemptions out. Thank you so much. Let's get hyped for the football season. We are less than 24 hours away.
Chris, last sleep.
This is it. We are done. We are here for the NFL season. Tomorrow, at this point, the game will be wrapping up, and we will be one game into the NFL season. Can you believe it? Oh, my goodness. Hey, Mr. Navy, thank you for the sub.
Thank you for the
Let's
sub,
go.
Mr. Navy. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you'll be back tomorrow and moving forward throughout this NFL season.
Welcome in, Mr. Navy.
I wish we were on Monday. We won't be, as we watch your Seahawks dominate the Broncos.
By the way, I set up one last thing. If you go to our About section on our page, there is a thing called that I set up along with these cool channel redemptions for the points. You guys can have your own walk-up song. So when you guys arrive to our chat, you can choose a sound effect. If you're a subscriber, you can choose a sound effect that plays every time you come into our chat. It's kind of a new thing. I haven't tested it, but you guys can send a request for a sound effect that you want to choose. We will approve it. And you guys, every time you come in, it's your walk-up song. Like when you, we have cool walk-up songs in baseball, all sorts of cool things.
Wait, I don't even have a walk-up song,
We
Chris.
don't have walk-up songs, Scotty. We're the hosts. We don't get walk-up songs.
What the fuck?
We need to figure that out probably. But you guys, if you guys are subscribers, you have to be at least a tier 1 subscriber. You can have your own walk-up song or sound effect each and every time you enter our chat.
Now, just to be clear, that doesn't give you the okay to enter, exit, enter, exit, enter, exit.
And it only works once per stream.
Oh, well, then there you go. I don't know the rules. So way to put that in there, Chris.
Yeah, so go into our About section. You'll see something called, I believe it's under the blurb section of our About section. You guys could click the little menu and walk up. And you guys can... Yeah, I'd love the fart sound, says Squan.
Squan just wants a fart sound. Nothing crazy.
So get those. If you're a subscriber, go ahead and you have your own entrances. Let's go. Let's have some fun with that. Let's do it. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us tonight. Be here tomorrow night. We are going to go live 15 minutes before the game starts. Thursday Night Football kickoff for week 1 of the NFL season. We're there. Guys, we're so hyped, and we can't wait to be here tomorrow night with you guys. And good luck to the Action Lab Rats competing against us in the contest for Thursday Night Football. We will be doing that every Wednesday. Hey, it's been a while. What's up, Clout? How you doing? Clout, be back here tomorrow. I know you're coming in late. We will post all of our VODs and everything else on YouTube and on our podcast platform. Make sure you go check those out as well if you missed the show. So,
Chris, Rec did throw a trivia question we got to answer.
Sorry,
here.
Go ahead. Yep.
I'm trying to get back to it. Which of these happened in low-level minor leagues? A, 39 combined runs in 10 innings. So by 10 innings, it must have been a tie after 9, so that's unusual. B, double no-no ends in a tie after rainout. C, manager beats up another manager. And D, top prospect gets cut after 0 for 45 run and showing no hustle.
Oof. That one seems aggressive, the last one. But at the same time, it's realistic, I feel, right? Top prospect, though.
Yeah, but how do you define top prospect? That could theoretically be, in your opinion. I kind of like B. I feel like a double no-no that ends in a tie, but it was a no-no after because theoretically a game can end after 5 innings, Chris.
True. Should I split up on this?
I think we should split. We're not going to win this one.
Manager beats up another manager seems kind of...
That seems too basic.
It seems too basic, yeah.
That could happen anytime. A's kind of wild, but
Oh, look at that, squad. I think that's a walk.
First
walk-up.
But that did not sound like a fart.
Oh, no. 15 bits to play the fart reverb. Oh, so you guys...
okay.
You guys can play your own stuff. I didn't know that was a thing. Now it's a thing. I guess you guys can just have some fun with some different sound effects.
Rack, top 100 prospect in MLB. There's no way you cut a top 100 prospect. That would be... I think malfeasance. That would be. You can't pick D, Chris.
I think A is.
I think A and B are it's got to be one of those two. I'm gonna go B. Nice beard, Scott. Thank you, Cloud.
Fatality.
Yes. I'm gonna go A.
Okay. There you go, Rec. As we're closing out, A and B were the choices. Cuban D was MPJ. Hey, yeah. You're going to fall in love with MPJ.
Oh.
You push. We got one. It was A or B, Chris. We pushed.
One day he's going to get us. One day.
I like that covers my face in this segment, Chris, so that's good.
All right, let me see who else is streaming out there in the world, and we're gonna try to raid somebody here.
Rec, just admit it was B. I had it the whole way. He hasn't said who it was.
I'm gonna browse around and see who's doing what here tonight. So let's go ahead. Scotty, let people know what we have again going on this.
It was A. Chris, you saved us.
I saved us? Boom. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, so A. It's in the books.
Final score 21-18. While you're looking around, I'll prep everyone for tomorrow night. Guys, special stream tomorrow night. It's Thursday night. It's Thursday night football. We got Bills at Rams. I'm sorry. We will be going on roughly in between 8 and 8:10 Eastern Standard Time, 6 to 6:10 our time here, Chris, in Denver, Colorado. We're going to stream along, watch the game, have some fun with our fantasy teams battling it out. I have a couple ideas, based off of what I heard tonight, a few sports would you rathers related to the NFL, Chris, that maybe we do during the game tomorrow.
Maybe do it at halftime?
Yeah, we could do it at halftime and see how popular it is. I think it's an interesting topic, a little would you rather sports edition, and NFL themed edition, quite frankly. So do a little of that, but let's all hang out, celebrate the official start of the NFL season, and what a glorious thing it is, Chris.
Yeah, no, I love it. Let's make it happen. And I think I found... Let's see. What do we got here? I think I found Jesu, maybe? Hefty Beats. She's got some DJ vibes going on here. Think I might send you guys along for what she's got going. Let me go ahead and do a little preview real quick and just see if she's going to be staying on for a little bit. But she's been going...
How do you decide if she's staying on, Chris?
I don't know.
By her just not saying I'm leaving?
Pretty much. But
I to see the stars.
Whoa.
He did have some suggestions in the chat, but
Who else is in the
you
chat?
roll with you. Chairman said something about the songery and Cuban strictly confessions. I don't even know when Cuban posts. I don't know if it's real or not, or if that just takes you down a dark path, Chris. But Chairman said the songery. She's weird, different, and talented.
Ooh, and I mean, I think Chairman's got a good taste.
And you have two of those three down, Chris. So you should watch. You're definitely weird and different. So,
all right, so yeah, let's see if we can support somebody small. And I mean, she's bigger than us, so I mean, I guess small is kind of, it's what you make it, right? Oh, but all right, let's do it. Let's do the songery. Thanks for the raid, Chairman.
Cuban. We'll check out. We'll raid Strictly Confessions some other side
for sure,
other time, because I believe you.
All right, guys. Well, have a great night. We will see you back here tomorrow night before the game. We want to make sure that you guys have a great time kicking off this NFL season, and we want to do it with you guys. Until tomorrow, go be a good person, because there's nothing better than being a good person and then having the NFL season start right after that. It's just like good juju for your team, for everything else. Also, go live in the moment. There's actually a fun sound effect that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to play this. It's Deion Sanders. Did you hear this clip, by the way? It was like...
Is he talking about phones or something?
Yeah, he's talking about phones. And I want to play the sound bite for you guys, because he's talking about phones, and his team in the locker room was like, oh, live in the... Like, what are you doing? Get off your phones. Live in the moment. And I was like, it's perfect for our show. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick, and I'll play it, and then we're going to raid the songery here in a quick second. So here we go. Is this it? No, that's not it.
Time.
Hold on.
Which is ironic, because he has cameras all over the place videoing him as a coach, but he's like, put your phones away. No technology around here. We're not going to get involved with that. No offense. I like Deion. I think he's entertaining. I think he's also fake. But that's probably Rec just calling me a hater. I just hate people, Chris, and teams. It's what I do for a living.
Yeah, no,
Cloud's like, but I'm on my phone. Don't put your phone away when you're watching us, guys. Pretty important.
You know what? This is very anticlimactic. I lost the clip.
Wow. Wreck. It's why you're Scotty A. Smith. Yeah. But unlike unlike Stephen A. Smith, I actually know what players are on what teams. So that's a good feature.
5 fingers, sight of the face.
I'll pull it up. I'll find it next time.
What?
Don't worry.
Cool. Way to hype that up. No, I'm just kidding.
Hype it up, and either way, live in the moment, guys. Go out, enjoy, put the phone down, as Deion Sanders says. And I don't know what the hell you're doing. Go live in the moment and have a good night and have a good morning, knowing today is the last day without football.
Chris, real quick, are you getting saucy tomorrow or on Sunday? And by that I mean taking down the hot sauces.
What do you guys think? Tomorrow or Sunday? What do you guys thoughts?
Anybody? Real quick before we leave, we keep extending this. Should Chris do the hot sauce challenge tomorrow or Sunday night? We got a couple Sundays in there.
Sundays. Let's just do Sunday. Sunday.
Okay.
Let's
yeah,
say.
prep yourself. Like prepare. Maybe do another Sunday. A lot of Sundays. All right. Sunday it is, guys.
Sunday fun day. We'll do it. All right. Have a great night, guys. We will see you back here tomorrow. Go give the Songery some love, and we will be sending you that way. Go give them a follow. See you back here tomorrow for the kickoff of the NFL season. Love you guys.
Love you all. We'll see you tomorrow night.